Sir.
I don't think
It's not about eating poop. It's about
the feeling you get when you taste something that tastes like poop, like deep down in your gutty works.
That you're like, what would poop taste like? Like, it's.
I've never thought of it. I can honestly say I've never thought about what poop tastes like.
I know, neither have I. But if somebody made a poop yogurt, you'd be like, what does this taste like?
I don't think I would. I'd be like, I'm sure it tastes like poop. Don't need to try it.
But you don't know what poop tastes like. Maybe you've gone your whole life.
Look, you're a super taster. You try it, and you let me know what you think. You're a pooper taster. You try it. You let me know. I'm still not going to try it. I'm sorry.
I will. Now I know.
I'm never going to be that curious about anything.
Do the undercover poop taste testing with you. I'll go
so then,
be like, this is chocolate. Have some.
So then what? So then you'd try everything. By that rationale, anything. I could make a wood flavored soda, or bark flavored.
Now wait.
You'd be like, bark, yeah.
This is funny because this actually exists. Like if something was like if they made like an ice cream that was blood flavored, I'd be like, no, I think they do that. But there is like blood, blood pudding and like that just skeeves me out. Poop, I know there isn't actually poop in it. Blood flavored could actually have blood in it.
What rationale is that? How does that make sense? I just
explained it because I know if you eat something that's poop flavored, it's just going to be some kind of foods and edible things. Not that blood isn't edible, but blood flavored.
You keep saying like, I know they won't do this. Like, do you have any idea how much money they could save if they just used real poop?
Are we really doing this? We're really saying they're going to listen. Let's put it this way.
I love how he's the one that's like, are we really having this conversation?
I'm saying if there was poop flavored ice cream, someone would absolutely try that, and they would, eventually be like arrested and like, but somebody would definitely do that. At least one person would do
I'm
that.
Talking about like, if some random guy walked up to me and was like, hey, you want to try my poop flavored ice cream? No. If it's like, Baskin Robbins or...
Well, what if Baskin Robbins comes out with a blood flavored one without blood in it?
Yeah, because the idea of...
How does Baskin Robbins, you trust them with the poop, with what they say about their poop ice cream, but not their blood ice cream?
I understand that.
It doesn't make any sense.
I understand there wouldn't be blood in it. I get that. But with poop, it's just such an unknown that I'm like, all right, let me see. I want to see what they got here. With blood, I'm like, no, the idea of blood... Like, I know blood is in food and blood skeeves me out. I don't want to taste the blood flavor. Like, poop is just a complete unknown to me. Despite what people may think, I've never eaten poop. I have tasted blood. We all have.
Probably had poop particles.
I mean, let's be fair. If you're going to any fast food place, if you're getting like chicken nuggets or hamburgers, those cows and chickens are filthy. Like they're rolling around in poop. They're not washing. You're eating poop is what I'm saying. Go to McDonald's and eat poop is what I'm saying. We can all agree on that.
I mean, kids these days eat a lot of ass, so
yeah,
they're not selling that at McDonald's yet. All right, let's start this show. That was a great little non sequitur for the rest of the non sequiturs we're gonna do. All right, 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast, episode 866, the Mr. Rime podcast. That's right, Mr. Rime. We finally made it. MomBrain, can you tell us about Mr. Rime, please?
Mr. Rime.
What does he look like?
Well, let me tell you.
Look him up.
It's highly skilled at tap dancing, for one. It waves its cane of ice in time with its graceful movements. It's like what's his name in Candyland?
Oh, that weird licorice man. Screw that guy. Well, that guy's a killer.
Yeah. No, but
I didn't like to play.
There's another one with a candy cane, isn't there?
I don't look up the board. I didn't like to play that game when I got to those sections of the board. That guy and oddly enough, the thing that looks like a pile of poop, that also scared me.
I think his name's Gloppy.
Did not like that guy.
Did you ever see the Raggedy Ann and Andy animated movie?
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh, man,
I've seen it.
I love that.
I do not love that.
I always wanted to open a door
Too much candy.
Exactly the way.
Don't care for only eat poop.
That the girl in the movie, in the live action part of the movie, opens the door.
Well, now you're digging a little too deep. I don't remember that exactly.
I don't know why that had such a big impact on me, but it did.
We could probably make that happen, right? Open a door, like that's a bucket list.
Open a door, yeah.
Request we could probably make happen.
As you know, I'm not a big fan of doors. My office door is always open, and I took the basement door off the hinges. So
It's
not a big door fan.
It's funny because I never thought about that, but of course you wouldn't like doors. Yes, of course.
I don't. No, I like
Something, like,
doors.
totally
a
strange.
bathroom door is
Just,
important.
like,
A bathroom
such a
door is
weird
important.
thing.
A bedroom door is important. Although I don't sleep in a room with a door, so. But a bathroom door, I think we can all agree, is important. Do you close the
This
bathroom?
guy, you're the
Eileen
guy who
Thomas
doesn't think
talking
doors are
about
important,
power
and you're
pies.
asking me about doors being important. Yes, a bathroom door is
Do
important.
you close the bathroom door at home?
No,
All right.
'Cause
well,
I
that's
live alone.
It's not that important.
Why
Not
live
that
Eileen
important.
Thomas
alone?
talking about
Yeah, when you
power
live
pies.
alone, it doesn't matter.
Talking about what? Power pies? Oh, big fan of power pies. I've been eating. I had one this week.
Anyway,
MomBrain surprised me with their existence, and now I love them. Yeah.
I mean, they surprised me with their existence as well. Anyway, so Mr. Rime, 4'11", 128 pounds, male and female. The category, of course, is comedian.
Mr. Rhyme.
Abilities
420.
include Tangled Feet, which boosts the Pokemon's evasiveness if it's confused.
Because he's a tap dancer, so you can do tangled feet.
Fancy feet. And then Screen Cleaner. When the Pokemon enters a battle, the effects of Light Screen, Reflect, and Aurora Veil are nullified for both opposing and ally Pokemon.
Oral Veil. Thanks, MomBrain. That was great.
You're welcome.
I feel like I'm forgetting something today. I don't know what it is. Hopefully I'm not. But for those that are here, thanks for joining us. I'll say hello to you guys first. I'm already getting Discord stuff. Hold on 1 second. I was in the wrong, I post up a thing and I'm like, make sure you go to the right channel. And then what do? Not go to the right channel. Hi, PC. By the way, PC is home, not feeling well. She's having a tooth issue. So speedy recovery to PC. Red Souza, and hi, Lee and Tom, and Mom Perfect Brain.
Stinky gumhole-ish.
Fluffernutter, Sneaker.
Stinky gumhole-ish.
Fluffernutter, Sneaker Hacks. Anastasia Beaverhausen, did you update your avatar, Anastasia Beaverhausen? Because I like it. 10th Division, Alternate Liz. William George, No Blades, No Bows. Wow, we're in the workshop with No Blades, No Bows today.
For the record.
Okay, excellent. Very good. For the record, I don't remember what I'm saying.
Did you
For
really?
the record, Anastasia Beaverhausen got the bath bomb.
Mario bath bomb?
Yeah, and I said, well, we need a bath time
Patreon only.
unveil. On
I
the podcast,
actually
and
just
here we are.
By the way, you didn't tell me Highland and Tom took pictures of vanilla power pies.
I've not seen vanilla power pies.
Well, we got to go to whatever Rouse's Markets is. I've never even heard of them. And whoever, hello Roth, and hello Ice Dilber, and Nintendo, and whoever else I didn't. Mom Perfect Brain sent that. Of course, the Dougie, Nico Darunia. Thanks for joining, everybody. Really good to see you this weekend. Yes. All right. Anyway, moving on. This week didn't have
Alternate Liz asked if we'd had crumble cookies.
No, we've talked about it, and we almost went once, but they
not
were
open on a Sunday.
They were closed. Yeah, whatever day we went to go, they were closed.
Place isn't open on a weekend day.
And I know that their reviews are mixed. Some people really love them, some people don't. I want to find out for myself. But yeah, the day we were going to go, they were closed. So
I'm just not sure, like, how fussy you can get to make a cookie better. Like, if it's a good cookie, it's a good cookie. It doesn't matter how fussy it is.
Can you point this more down at your mouth? You're always quiet. Oh, that's going to be good.
Better?
Better. Thank you.
Again, in case for the people in the back, in case you didn't hear me. Okay.
How fussy you can get? I mean, I'm
not a huge cookie person.
I prefer soft cookies over hard cookies. I mean, there will, sometimes I'll see a hard cookie and be like, nah, I don't, if I want a soft cookie and I see I don't know, a Chips Ahoy, I'd be like, I don't know, maybe.
We've had a request for Piper, and I think
walking around.
We might be there.
You think so?
Yeah.
She came to the door and then turned around and left. So maybe today there will be a Piper sighting.
And went into the kitchen, and I just fed her, so I'm not going to pester her right now. Well, I prepared the meal, and then RawMeat was the maitre d'.
Cheese and what? Meat strings?
Turkey shreds with cheese and gravy. And then, of course, she gets a little dash of special cat vitamins and salmon oil. It
smelled terrible.
Actually, that one I think smells better than some of the other ones.
You ate some, didn't you? Ew. Hello, MomBrain. How are you?
Great. You?
Hi, Kirby. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Deux, how are you?
Cuckoo.
Josh Grobot, my friend, how are you this week?
So great.
Oh,
Thanks for asking.
I'm glad to hear that. Good mood. I like when you're.
Moving on.
All right. George is here. George, how are you doing, my friend?
Buongiorno.
Sure, whatever.
Oh, don't start this already.
Lime time,
Just
baby.
call me Mr. Lime.
Mr. Lime is exactly what I was thinking, George. We should call you Mr. Lime. Piper Watch. Taco Watch. Says Retsuza. There's a Taco Watch in the chat. Hello, Gecko Kitsune. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
At school this week, the guided reading book we worked on, fast forward, I won't give you all the backstory, but there's a title in the book that the main character reads, and it's about tailing your suspect, and it's written by Hugh Dunnett. And so one of the things that we focus on is like, why is that funny? And the whole shebang. So then it turned into coming up.
Is it funny?
It
Pretty good.
It led to coming up with like other names and
murderer.
Well, the kids.
Is that Murr over there?
The kid's really into Roblox doors, and I was like, well, and it goes up to 100, the doors, and I was
Who
like,
is
what
it?
about door 100?
We've already discussed big door fans here today.
And
Yeah,
it was
baby.
like a huge hit. And then before that was Connie Troller, a huge hit. And then before that was Connie Troller.
Connie Lingus.
Because we were thinking of controller.
Now that's fun.
Yeah, and the kid went home, told his parents how funny I was about Connie Lingus. But yeah, we came up with I actually said, there's another Hugh one. And he was like, Hugh what? And I was like, Hugh Jass. And he looked at me like,
Nice.
This is not school appropriate.
That's great.
Highly and Tom brings up a Simpsons one, homosexual.
That is classic.
Amanda hug and kiss.
Anastasia Beaver hasn't says one of the kids at school yesterday asked to get his binder from his bag, and I was very confused as to why a 6-year-old had one of those. But it turned out he meant the binder holding his Pokemon cards. Oh, that makes sense. Yes, that's not the binder full of women that adult men have. Apparently, it's the binder of Pokemon cards. So.
Binders full of women. Who said that?
I was thinking a binder like a chest binder.
Binder and binder.
Binder full of
yes. Some horrible politician. There's so many to name that I don't remember exactly who it was. But this was. I don't know why. What's his face? He ran.
Wait, was it Mitt Romney?
Yes, I was going to say he ran for president.
Wow, that seems like
I think it was Mitt Romney. Yes. Anyway. Not a lot of top stories this week, which is good because we got some other stuff to talk about beforehand. Some is gaming related, some is not, but I hope you enjoy it all. And by hoping you enjoy it all, you're probably not going to enjoy this first one, but I got to talk about it. So, I hinted at this, I don't remember, last night.
Yeah, I'm chomping at the bit to hear this story.
So, it's not a fun story, but it is a story I would like to talk about, A, and B, feel I need to talk about because it's just been a thing all week and continues to be a thing to a lesser extent, a much lesser extent. But let me break it down for you. As you may have seen on GoNintendo, as many of you did this week, be it on Twitter or the site itself, I posted up a news story, as I do many times throughout the week. One of them was about the Completionist, who is a YouTuber, if you don't know. His name is Jirard Khalil. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Completionist. I am also familiar with him. I've been familiar with his work for a long time. Through YouTube, obviously, and then he was a host when G4 returned. He's done a whole bunch of things, but mostly known as a YouTuber. So the Completionist decided to spend money. I believe some of it, or maybe all of it, was donations from fans. I could be wrong on that, but he, with the 3DS and the Wii U eShops closing, he wanted to do the admirable job of archiving every 3DS and Wii U digital release before the shops close down, because we will lose some games forever. Some of those games are only available digitally. So when those shops close, you can no longer purchase those games. So with the intention of archiving or being a gaming historian, he purchased all those games. It took, I think it was like $23,000 or something like that altogether. But now Every digital title available on the Wii U and the 3DS have been archived by him. What he does with those remains to be seen, but it's preserving a piece of game history, and I applaud that. So I thought the story was interesting. I had a few of you guys send it my way, so I checked it out, and I put together the story. My story detailed who the completionist was. It shared his video. I gave all kinds of insight, into the person and what they were doing and why they were doing, blah, blah, blah. The whole gamut, as you would do in a post. Also, without the stuff that I won't name sites, but other sites do, where, I tell you the story, and other sites are like, when I was 7 years old, I grew up, and my mother, blah, blah, blah. You skip 5 paragraphs, and then it's like, okay, here's what I'm looking for. So you got the whole meat of the story and as few words as possible. Posted the story up. Now, when I write titles for stories, I always try and write titles that are A, not clickbait. I go out of my way to not do clickbait. B, I try and make a title so that anyone can understand. Chances are, if you are following me, you know Nintendo stuff, but that doesn't mean you know every single thing. I don't know everything about Nintendo. No one knows everything about Nintendo. Not even employees that work at Nintendo know everything about Nintendo. And I apply that to the greater internet as well. You could be on the internet all day, all the time, but you still won't know everything that's going on the internet. So I was putting together the title for this story, and I was like, what should I say here? I don't want to say the completionist because people might not know who that is. I don't want to say YouTuber because that's a little too generic. And I like YouTuber for some circles has a negative connotation. People will see YouTuber and be like, well, not looking at that. So I was like, what could I do here? I don't want to do just like guy or whatever. So I said fan. I said fan spends $23,000 buying every Wii U and 3DS eShop game. That was it. Posted a story, went about my day. Thought nothing of it other than that's a fun story. Went on to the next story. Well, little did I know, as the day went on, discourse was brewing on the internet. And it came to my attention a few hours later when somebody replied to my tweet. And I read it and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Because there was like, I saw that there was some sort of argument in the tweet. So I went over and I quickly found out that the internet wanted me to die because I called I'm sorry. I want to make sure I get his name right so I don't get people angry. Jirard, the completionist. People wanted me to die because I called him a fan. I think they wanted me to say the completionist because they also didn't like YouTuber. But people were, without getting into specifics, extremely angry. Some people were extremely angry. Obviously, it's the internet. That happened.
Is it because they wanted him to get the credit in the heading, or is it because he's more than a fan?
You name it, both of those. They said it was very disrespectful. He's not just a fan. He's like an incredible content creator. And, I'm not responding
to
got
this many subscribers.
Yes, I'm not responding to any of these people because obviously, I explained, man, never meant it as disrespectful, never considered it to be disrespectful. I was like, I'm a fan, like he's a fan. We're all, obviously, if you are spending that much money on these games, you have to be somewhat of a Nintendo fan. And again, I didn't want to run with YouTuber because I feel it pushes some people away. And I know others feel it's a little disrespectful just to call somebody a YouTuber. I could have gone content creator. Maybe that would have been a better way. Or like I said later on, I could have done YouTuber, I guess, although people said they didn't like that. So the sentiment from a lot of people online, at least the ones who are willing to comment on Twitter, were anger, and they were enraged that I called him a fan and said it's disrespectful. They couldn't believe I would say something like that about him. The completionist is called him a fan and said it's disrespectful. They couldn't believe I would say something like that about him. The completionist is so much more than that. He works so hard on his content. Again, all things I agree with. All things I never said anywhere never said a bad word about the guy at all. So this was going on, and obviously it continued because, the day it happens is the day where things really kick off. So it just got worse and worse. I didn't reply to anyone because I know how the internet works.
Did you change the headline to anything?
No. because I don't think I did anything wrong at all. If it was factually incorrect, I would have certainly changed it. But I stand by what I wrote because I feel it's the best way to get the story to reach people who don't know anything or care about YouTubers. Because the important part of the story is the spending the money on the games, because it's a lot of money. If it was like Doug Bowser, I would have said Doug Bowser in the story because, he's at Nintendo, he works at Nintendo, and you'd be like, why would he do that? But anyway, so it just got worse and worse throughout the day. I do want to say thank you to replies, and basically said what I said. They were saying, some of you were saying, I'm sure he wrote this because he wanted to be a generic title to approach any reader rather than signify a specific group. If you read the many people said if you read the article, he shares the video, talks about who the guy is and what he does. Like, of course, but many people did not do that. It's the internet. So to be completely honest, having worked on the internet for nearly 20 years, it's like a tenth is probably generous. Less than a tenth of the people who read the title will actually click through to the article. They just read the title and that's that. So the people who were upset didn't care that I gave complete context in the article. But so discourse continued to grow, and I was getting very not nice messages. And I'm not saying like I was I'm upset that this whole discourse happened in general. It was upsetting, but I'm not like course happened in general. It was upsetting. But I'm not like, awake at night about it crying or anything. It's just, disappointing to see because, I don't want to say my intentions were good because I didn't have any intentions. It was just like I posted a story, and to see people take what I wrote and put it in such a negative light was just very disappointing. So then things continue on. And I guess the Completionist had so many people getting in touch with him about this that he tweeted about it. Now, of course, what do you think happens? That makes it even worse. So that now that he's tweeted about it, a whole new group of people see it, and they are not all of them. A notable group was enraged by it as well and replying to him saying, you don't deserve this, blah, 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 blah.
But was he enraged, the Completionist?
He was not. I don't remember his response exactly word for word.
We're taking this from, we're lifting the words from a page. We're not, you didn't engage in an actual like verbal conversation with him, right? Or
I haven't even gotten to me talking to him.
Right. So my point being, like, it's hard for us to really say exactly where he stands on it because you haven't had like a conversation.
I have had a conversation with him, not through voice, but through text. Yes.
So we're because it was just a tweet.
There.
I just wanted to know what his tweet was. If his tweet was like,
that's what I was.
I'm more than a fan. Everybody get this.
No,
guy.
His tweet wasn't like that. His tweet was, again, I don't remember the exact words. We could go look at it, but it wasn't anything inflammatory. It wasn't anything bad. I should just go look at it. I don't know how much the guy tweets. I could find out because I don't want to turn this into like another I'm upset about what he said.
You think it would just be like, leave this guy alone. He didn't mean anything by it, or get this guy. I'm more than a fan. Like,
yeah. Let me go back just because it's easier. Here we go. This is what he said exactly, word for word. I'm reading his tweet right now. I appreciate everyone sticking up for me for GoNintendo calling me a fan, but it's okay. I make videos. I'm a TV show host. I now make video games. None of that would have happened if I wasn't a fan. As long as the intent message of video game preservation spreads, I'm happy. So the message is fine. I'm going to be completely honest. Not my favorite, but it's fine. Like, it's not what I would have said, but I'm me. He's him. I don't think the message is bad. I'm not upset with his message.
But it leaves it. There's still definitely an air of leaving it open for them to criticize you, like his fans.
Again, I'm not crapping on the guy. I got no issues with him at all. But if I saw that there was a groundswell of people dogpiling on someone, and maybe he didn't see that, maybe he only saw his fans coming to him being like, I can't believe this guy did this to you. It's not what I have done, or what I would have done. I would have jumped in to be like, in much nicer terms. Knock it off, everybody. You're making a thing where there is no thing. That's what I would have said.
I mean, you're clearly, obviously, you don't have as many followers and stuff as he does, but like, you wouldn't have to say that to your fans. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say. But
point.
like, you also don't have, millions upon millions upon millions.
And I want to stress, like, he's not responsible for his fans. Like, he puts out content.
Of
and
course,
they enjoy it.
I
don't. Yeah, I just want to be very clear. We don't think like he should step in. Obviously he can step in and say things whenever he wants, but whatever his fans do, unless he's like, go tell this guy he's an asshole, which he didn't do, then he's not responsible for what his fans do. So yeah, I read the message and I was like, on one part I appreciate it. On the other part, I'm like, you got to tweet about it now. So. The only thing that irks me, and I'm not going to go through and find the exact tweets. Because I followed him so I could talk to him. And I saw some of his replies to other people who were like, "You don't deserve this. You work so hard, blah blah blah." And he's like, "I know it happens to me all the time, but I'm used to it."
Oh God!
And said that, and I was like,
"Give me a break with that stuff."
Did he not
read your story? Does he not know who you are?
I don't know if he. It doesn't. Listen, I don't care if he knows who I am. He doesn't have to read the story. If I were in a situation, yes, I would have read the story to get context for why. Is this just a title thing? Did he drag me in the story? Any of that? Again, I'm not crapping on the Completionist. I do not want to fight with him. I have no ill will. I harbor no ill intentions. It's an unfortunate situation that happened. He did not handle it how I would have, but he doesn't have to. I don't think he did anything wrong. He just handled it differently from how I would have. What happened after is him and I, in my least favorite way, publicly on Twitter, talked to each other. And the talk was completely cordial, 100% fine. He was very friendly, very nice, said nothing bad. And, whatever beef there wasn't any between me and him. But whatever the internet had manufactured was squashed publicly. Again, if anyone ever has a problem with them, I prefer they reach out to me privately through email or Twitter DM, and I'm more than happy to talk to you instantly and correct if there's any issues. He wasn't asking me to do anything, but I would have rather this was handled privately, but it was handled publicly. But in the end, it's over. Obviously, I'm still getting crap for it because people are offended, but it's not often. Listen, if I think I am in the wrong or I have offended someone greatly and they ask me to remove or change content, more than 9 times out of 10, I will do that. He has not asked me to change anything, and I don't feel I did anything wrong, so it remains fan.
And it's not like you said fan because you said fan because you wanted as many people as possible to be open to reading this article.
Yes.
It wasn't because you wanted the Completionist to read this and not be offended that you called him a YouTuber or a content creator. It has nothing to do with him in that respect. It's you wanted it to be as open and easy to read, to bring in as many because to be honest, if I personally read YouTuber or content creator, I really don't care that much. I probably wouldn't click on that.
I know. I try to paint things in titles in ways that I know there's certain words and phrases that people will see and ignore right away. And I know YouTuber is one of them for sure, because some people are like, I hate YouTubers. I don't want anything to do with, and then, like, he's got all this money to flaunt, blah, blah. I don't want to say any of that. I want to get you to the story. Then you can see what's going on. Then completely separate from the Completionist, some people were like, my story was labeled as clickbait. And to tell you the truth, that bothers me the most because I cannot see or fathom or understand any way that title is clickbait. It literally tells you exactly what happened. There's no clickbait. And I did reply to one clickbait comment, and I was like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I honestly don't understand what clickbait is here, and that's not my intention at all. And the guy was like, you're so full of shovel, your eyes are brown, which is funny. But
it's not that funny, actually.
I just don't get how you could see it. Don't get how you could see it as clickbait.
So lame, to be honest. I mean, it's just a stupid comment.
It's just so frustrating to, like, not only all this stuff happened publicly and was disappointing, To see someone
If you said
say it was clickbait, I'm like, now
you'll
this too?
never guess which fan raised the money to, then that's clickbait. But like a fan, like
Second, I just had a great one. Where did it
get
go?
off the internet.
Nintendo
Is there any way
said
to
the eShop is
Nintendo,
closing
yes.
down, and you won't believe what this YouTuber did.
That's
Nintendo,
perfect.
I think you edited it. Yes, you did, because it was funnier with the typo. I liked it said this eShop is closing down and you won't believe what this YouTube did. I like that as well. That'd be really funny. But anyway, yes. So not a great week. Still feeling the reverberations of it. But again, no hate towards the completionist. I do not want you to say anything to him. I do not think he did anything wrong in any way. He did not intend for this to happen. I did not intend for this to happen. I have nothing but nice things to say about him. This is not an argument. This is not a dispute. There's no underlying anger or anything like that. It was just an unfortunate situation that is obviously not bubbling as much as it was on Monday when this happened, but the effects are felt. Hello, Blinded by Daylight. So there you go. But again, thank you to the fans who jumped in there on. I'm sorry. Thanks to the Twitter users. Don't want to upset you. Who jumped on Twitter to reply and back me up. And you all did so in a really nice and respectful way too. It wasn't like a "shut up, you're an idiot" or anything like that. It was all, factual and nice. And I saw few people saying if you just go read the article, you see like it completely explains who he is and what he does. It's not anything about like diminishing what he does by calling him a fan. So thank you.
So because he makes video games now, I guess he's more than just a content creator. Like, I guess,
although that is creating content, just not on YouTube.
But I guess to say he's like a game creator, you would have to like. It's not that it's not true, but in a headline for you to call him that, he would have to be have to be his defining, recognizable trait.
Yeah.
Like of all the things you could call him, you'd probably be more inclined to call him YouTuber, influence, like one of those things.
That is what he's most well known for. I could have said influencer. That's certainly true too.
But I think that a lot people see influencer and they're like, ew, like I don't care about that
that's the
opinion.
same thing.
A lot of people
content
see
creator
YouTuber
and
think,
YouTuber.
it's all. That's exactly my point. I was trying to avoid all of that because nobody sees fan and gets upset. It's what comes after that. Like if it's like
I would also argue
Taylor Swift,
Hitler,
somebody fan of Hitler. Yeah, that's it.
That
Kanye West, fan of Hitler.
A fan gets no compensation for what they do. Like you're not implying that.
Yeah, it's like what a loser this fan is that he had to buy every single game.
But to say like
employed man.
Well, no, I mean, but if you say YouTuber or influencer, you could be implying that they're
famous
being paid for
industry figurehead, but not even figurehead. I mean, what would you say?
And what fame is relative? Like, how many people know the completionist versus I don't know, other people on YouTube, H3 or trying to think of, well, I don't want to name any more names, but it's the whole thing.
It's frustrating because it's similar to it's giving me vibes of that one thing that happened not too long ago. Was it someone's song or was it someone's game that you tried to put up and they were like, no, you can't do that, and you were just going to put like their song up or something, or he asked you to take it down? Or
I don't remember this at all. I'm sorry.
It's only a couple of months ago, but I'm glad you don't remember.
Was it the voice actor?
It could have been a voice actor. Somebody posted something, they were like, take it down, but it was like, there
was a voice actor.
It was something
situation,
good. It wasn't like a bad thing that you.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think that this is more about the state of people on the internet than anything else.
Yes. The internet sees one thing. They don't look into any of the backstory. They see the one thing and they're like, I hate this person or I hate this thing and I will ride or die.
Which I guess is really leaking out into areas bigger than than
I don't think it's leaking out. I think it was always there. It's just the internet facilitates it. Unfortunately, it funnels that and gives you the anonymous aspect too. So it just makes it all the more better. You can just go out, whatever. We could talk about all episode, but I wanted to talk about it because it was a big thing that happened, and I'm still feeling the effects of it. But this is not going to be a show where I'm down and upset. I may be a little off my game, but I'm sure that'll change. But I did want to talk about it because it was a thing. That's right, Nintendo. That's the way I got to look at it. Negative press is still press. That's right. I mean, that's for as much as that sucks, that's 1 bazillion% true. So, all publicity is good publicity because it spreads.
Well, when it comes to
as far as
certain things.
spreading the word on you in general, that's what it is. But yes, thank you to those who supported me. So now I always worry about titles, and I will worry about them even more. I can't tell you how much more I thought about the most inane and mundane titles this week, where I was like, let me make sure this isn't going to be misconstrued in some way that blows up in front of millions of people. But so far, so good. Nothing else. Let's move on to something fun. I had a dream. I had a dream that I told PC about because I thought she would appreciate it. And I also told her so I could remember the dream. And I want to share it on the podcast because I thought it was great. Is it game related at all? No, but we're going to talk about it. Then we're going to do a special unboxing that is game related. So my dream, in this dream, I'm on a train.
Well,
I didn't even think of that, right off the bat. I'm on a train because I dream about trains and I love trains.
Right.
So I know I'm going to a major venue because I'm going to be in a play and I am the star of the play and I don't know what the play is. But in the dream, I'm myself and I'm like, why am I doing this? I hate plays and I have terrible stage
I'm the star
fright.
of the show.
It should have been you, Josh. I'm like, this is not anything I would ever do. How did I get sucked into this situation?
I had a deal with my speech teacher to not do any speeches.
Exactly.
Why am I going to be doing a one-man Broadway show?
It was just like waking up in the dream being like, how did I get myself into this? And everybody on the train is like, you're going to kill it. You're going to be great. We're so excited to see this. It's going to be perfect. And it was like 2 train rides to get there. And everybody on both trains were going to see this thing.
Man,
so
that's
on
like
the
heaven
trains,
and hell. You're on heaven on your way to hell.
I'm like sweating bullets and terrified. And we get to the venue and it's the biggest building I've ever seen in my life. And it seemed like millions of people were pouring into this building. And I'm like, there's no way I can back out of this. I got to do it. And I don't even know what I'm doing. And I was like, I don't even know what my lines are.
It's like the time I was invited to be on a redneck dinner. I didn't know what that was, and I said yes.
So I'm like, what am I going to do? Are they going to have cards for me? What's going on? So I go backstage, and they're putting makeup on me. I still have no idea what's going on. And an actor starts to walk up to me, and they're like, I'm here to see you. You are going to kill it. You're going to be amazing. This is perfect. The actor was George Wendt. And I'm like, am I doing a Cheers thing? Is this related to Cheers?
Well, that's got to put you at ease, though. If anyone can calm you down, it's George Wendt.
He's my spirit animal, George Wendt. So he's like, and he was being so sincere. He's like, don't worry, you got this. It's going to be great. And I wanted to be like, George, what am I doing? I don't even know what the role is. So he leaves. The lights come on stage, and I have to walk up to the curtain. And I don't know what I'm doing until the curtain opens.
You tap the microphone?
No microphone yet. No one told me what I was doing. I'm not wearing anything that shows off what I'm doing. The curtain opens, and as the curtain opens, I instantly know what I'm doing. It just comes into my head. I am playing Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that's when I wake up. The curtain opens.
The glass crash?
No, nothing. Just the curtain opens, and I'm like, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then I woke up. And I was like, what the hell kind of dream is that? Because I woke up scared, very scared, because I stage fright and all that stuff. But I was like, what a weird dream. I just can't. That feeling is still with me. The feeling of here we go. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to be out there in front of millions of people.
George Wendt is excited to see a one-man Stone Cold Steve Austin show.
Big Stone Cold fan. Huge. Yeah, definitely. Why he was there, I don't know, but I appreciate it. So thank you, George. I guess it's another important George in my life. That's all that matters. So yeah, I don't know what that was about or where it came from. Obviously, I like wrestling, but man, I wish we had a way to know how dreams are formulated. What led to me having that dream.
Acetylcholine.
What's that?
You had too much acetylcholine before you went to
From
bed.
Twin Peaks.
Oh, sorry.
Do
sorry.
you know where
Garmin
dreams
Boja?
come from?
So that's my dream.
And
Also,
that's the bottom line. Or if George were saying it, that's the bottom line.
Oh, as I said so. I want to say
Did that happen before or after this whole thing on Twitter? Because I could
before.
because I could totally see it being like I'm on stage in front of all these people and
No, it was before.
Yeah, and if you want to stay strong, you gotta, live through Steve Austin's online personality.
That's right.
Right?
And he's
That's what that means?
Cowboy
he's-
316.
That's right. Also, there's a little bit of pushback on, not serious pushback, but a little bit of pushback on our Doug Bowser bashing last week because people were like, give the guy a break. He's not that bad. You are right. He's not that bad. We're just picking
I
fun.
was just teasing him.
Yeah.
I know absolutely nothing
No
about
serious
Doug
pushback.
Bowser.
They're talking about how the guy
Other than his
obviously,
name.
he obviously has some stage fright. They were saying because you could tell he's very nervous when he's on stage. Yeah, we're not really. We don't really think anything bad about the guy. We're just ragging on him for fun. So
Yeah, fan Doug Bowser is fine with me.
we are fans of Doug, and he is.
Oh,
a
we're
fan
fans
of Nintendo.
of Doug Bowser. Yes.
Oh, fans.
So your pushback has
He's
been
more than a fan.
recognized. I just want to make it clear we're just screwing around. Yeah, we don't think anything bad about guy. We save our negative thoughts for Reggie nowadays.
Might I add?
So anyway, unboxing. I said
Do you want me to go get it?
no because it's right next to me.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm gonna see if I can't find Piper.
Don't force her in
I'm
here.
not gonna force her, but if she's just
Are you all right? So I'm doing this as like a thing. Like, are you going to upstage me with the cat? No. Okay. I got a package this week, and related to the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I'm unboxing it here because I thought that'd be exciting. Jack's Pacific sent over their entire line of Super Mario Brothers movie toys.
Wow.
So they sent, as far as I know, everything that they put out, including what I just showed. Toad with his famous pan. Everybody knows Toad's pan. He uses it in all of the games.
Time for adventure.
Captain Toad has a pan, I'm sure.
Now, do they not? They must not follow you on Patreon because you talked so much shovel about the Super Mario Brothers movie this week. But here you go. They gave you toys. Isn't that great?
Now, see, people are going to hear that and they're going to think that's true.
Well, they should follow you on Patreon because it is
That's
true.
What? All right, fine, we'll do it.
You
What
said
shovel did I talk?
You were like, it's coming out Wednesday. I don't care to see it opening night. I like other things better. I'm not excited about Mario the movie, and it looks fine, but I'll definitely see it.
These are the kind of things
That's
that
what you
make
said.
me resent like working online because part of that is what I said and part of it is not what I said at all.
So then which part was I wrong about?
The part where like I am excited for the movie. I said I'm going to see it opening week. I might see it opening day, but like I'm not chomping at the bit to see it because when I think of Mario, I think about great
she's in bed.
gameplay stuff. I don't
You're not
think about
chomping at the bit because you can make your own movie with all the toys they
That's
sent
right.
you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure the movie's going to be fun, but when I think of Mario, I'm like, great gameplay experiences. Not like I can't wait to see how this story plays out because that's not really a big part of Mario games. So I have to show that one to the camera. I didn't show.
Also, I want to note.
We have the Mushroom Kingdom Castle, which comes with a tiny Peach and a tiny Mario as well, and the castle
Opens up to the
opens
training
up
ground.
inside. So yeah, you got the falling donut blocks and a question mark block and a bullet bill in there and a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, Kirby?
Oh, I was just gonna say the back of the Toad box. They make a note of mentioning that he has realistic eyes.
Thankfully. Yeah, that's very important. We have this guy. I haven't heard of him. Mario with his plunger. So, spoiler alert, Mario will have a plunger in the movie. So get excited for that. I mean, we've seen that in the commercials and the trailers as well, because him and Luigi are actually doing
Realistic eyes as well.
some plumbing work in the beginning of the film.
Now
Oh.
Look at
these
those eyes. They follow you
these
around.
action figures are not
Oh my
meant to
God,
go with that
that's-
play set. The
weird.
play
Is that
set comes
evolution?
with its own.
Yes, the playset is, look at the playset. It's like a Polly Pocket or a Mighty
Yeah,
Max.
that's what it looks like. Oh, they do.
Oh, Mario has
Now,
realistic
see,
eyes as
this
well.
makes sense.
Yeah.
We got a Luigi with a
Oh my
flashlight.
god!
Luigi's Mansion flashlight. So there you go. That makes more sense. Not
nice.
that the other things don't, but we'll have to watch the movie to find out. Will Toad use that frying pan in the movie? I don't know, but I'm excited to see.
Realistic
Yeah,
eyes again.
The very important Princess Peach, played by Anya Taylor-Joy. And she comes with a parasol, which is something she's actually had in multiple games and uses in games. So does it look like the one she has? Maybe it does. I'm thinking Super Princess Peach. That's a different one, but that's a special one. And then finally, the piece. Oh boy. The piece de resistance.
Oh wow.
The
This box is
supersized
huge.
Bowser with fire breathing effect. So it's got like a little squeezer bottle that you put water in, like part of his shell, and then he will light up and shoot out smoke out of his mouth. So
Cool.
pretty awesome.
Can
That one
Can
I'm
I do
excited.
that right now? Can I get?
You go.
I
Whatever
want
you
him
want
to
to do.
smoke. I want him to be smoking.
Nintendo is big on Bowser smoking. They want to show kids that
I'm
smoking
doing
is
this.
cool.
I'm doing this.
Probably needs batteries or something, I'm guessing.
Like
Okay.
those vape guys that can do crazy
Yes, Bowser
rings, and they hold their nose and do like crazy.
Spoiler
Gandalf
alert, in the
rings.
movie, Bowser rips fat clouds. So
Nice.
him and Mario get high.
Bowser joins the Vape Nation.
Probably with Donkey Kong too, because that's played by Seth Rogen, so it makes a lot. I'm sure Jack Black and Seth Rogen have gotten
Sorry,
high
that was
together.
that
Tim
was-
Allen's in the movie. Is that true about the movie? You'll have to see on April 5th for yourself. Go to the movie and find out.
This guy won't
You
know.
won't be
He's
there.
he's not going to be there.
Well, here's the other thing. It's a Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday, man.
I was thinking that. It's a Wednesday.
Isn't Wednesday your day off? It's like your only day off, right?
That was years
Back
ago.
in the day.
Wednesday, yeah. Wednesday. Yeah, I have hours off on Wednesday, but like an opening on a Wednesday. When was the last time you saw something like that? It's a Friday.
It's all right.
thing.
It's no one wants to be called a fan anyway these days. It's a negative thing. So it's good that you're not going opening week
But
or
now
opening
see,
day.
see?
Opening day.
Now here's the thing: can we remove all that silliness and talk about a movie opening on a Wednesday? I know it happens, but it doesn't happen often.
I mean, I feel like
That is a
Friday's
little
more
weird.
traditional
Because you're out of work or out of school, you got the weekend ahead of you. You're like, let's go to a movie tonight. It's the beginning of the
Yeah, I
weekend.
wonder
Who
why-
on Wednesday night is like, let's
I
go?
wonder what's up with that. What's up with the Wednesday opening?
Is that weekend some kind of holiday or something?
I don't know.
Maybe they want to get a jump on something. I don't know. It seems like marketing, something like Universal would do. I don't know for sure, but April 5th is the Super Mario Brothers movie. And yes, I will be seeing it 100%. I just don't think I'm going on Wednesday. I could be wrong, but I would imagine that Friday will be the day that I go. So I am looking forward to it, but I'm seeing it as, I don't know what to expect because I don't expect story from Mario games. But so all of this is going to lean on the people at Illumination, less than Nintendo, I would believe. I'm sure Nintendo has input and they worked very closely on this. But, as far as storytellers, I'm not like Nintendo tells the best Mario stories because their stories don't really matter. You get little tidbits that are fun, but you play Mario games for the gameplay. So who knows? We'll see. I think I had there was
I
something
can't
else.
believe they didn't make a Donkey Kong.
Maybe they didn't. It
think
hasn't
they
come
would-
out yet. This is the stuff
I think
that's out
they'd
right
do
now.
that over the Toad,
I-
mean, I got nothing against Toad, but
I can't remember seeing a Donkey Kong. I can't remember anybody unboxing a Donkey Kong. I'm sure they're doing one. It's probably just not out yet. The only other thing I was going to say is MomBrain mentioned the Lush Mario stuff, which is out for the Mario movie, and they got a lot of them. There's a whole bunch of bath bombs. So we found out the whole line, and it turns out, yes, the bath bombs actually do have things inside of them. So that's exciting.
cool.
But they have like Mario and Luigi body wash as well, and they got a bar of soap that looks like a coin, which is really cool. Did I just see something critic related in the chat?
You did.
So that stuff is at Lush right now. So go check that out because it looks really exciting. I love Lush stuff in general. I love bath bombs and all that jazz. Hylian Tom, smoking gif. I get it. Perfect. It's from the critic. I love it. So there you go. That's all the stuff. MomBrain, can you play us that news jingle? Let's get into news. Kirby's looking, but
They make it a point to say that he has 14 points of articulation.
including the penis. That's the penis, yeah, right there.
Goodness.
He's got one of them turtle dicks like we've seen in
pleasure.
So as I said, not too much in the way of top stories this week. But I meant to mention that. I might as well do that before we get into news. I've started video content. I started up video content again. So now each week you will have between 3 and 5 podcast snippets on our YouTube channel, the same channel you're watching the podcast on right now. So if you don't have time for the podcast or you're not digging through the timestamps, then I'm going to hand select some moments from the show that I think are worth your time, be they funny or interesting or newsworthy, and I share them. So we have 3 of those this week. We did one on Nintendo's hardware and its unique features. We did one on the Video Game Hall of Fame nominees. And we did one on the Splatoon 3 cryptids, or the Splatfest that's coming up. So again, I will have more this week and every week. And then along with that, on Fridays, I will be doing Gameplay Fridays. I used to do gameplay videos just for the hell of it a while ago. And now I'm bringing it back. And this week I brought it back with Side Pocket, the pool game that we quickly mentioned last week, which is on Switch Online Super Nintendo Collection. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll see all that stuff. Each week on GoNintendo, I will do a Friday recap of the videos we've done, just in case you've missed them. And hopefully you see something that tickles your fancy. So thanks to those of you who've watched those. And there's been a lot of great conversation on those videos, actually. So thank you for leaving comments. And I'm doing my best to get in there and reply to everyone. So if you leave a comment, usually I get an email about it. I'll get in there and reply. But even if I don't get the email, I've been checking it each day just to make sure I get in there and reply to everybody. So thank you for taking the time to comment, and I will comment back.
Thank you.
Moving on to our first top story. What do we got this week? Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We're, what, 7 weeks away, roughly, from that game launching. Game won an award, the most anticipated game award at the Famitsu Game Awards, and none other than Al Newman was on hand to talk about the game and accept the award. Mr. Al Newman took to the stage and obviously thanked everybody and said he's excited for the sequel and he's very happy people are looking forward to it. But he did give a little tantalizing tidbit. He said, quote, "In the sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, the player's free imagination will be filled with new gameplay that will bring about changes to the game world." End quote. So you, if we're taking this very literally, you will be able to do things that change the world in Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm not a creative person. I hope this doesn't have so much creativity like Minecraft, but I know people would love that.
Well,
so.
I would imagine it'll be creativity that you can do if you want to, but like it won't be like you need to. It's not like you need to make something to continue. You might need to build like some sort of something, but I'm sure it's more of a storyline perspective. The things you're doing is like restoring the lands in some way or changing the lands in some way. That's my guess. But between that and the I guess we'll call it the Broken Master Sword, I think this will be about rebuilding and rejuvenation and like bringing everything back together in some sort of way, because we've seen that the island is literally, or the land is literally exploding and islands are floating in the sky, and there's got to be something to reunite everything. So we will hopefully learn a little bit more about that before the game launches. I'd imagine Nintendo will do some sort of direct that's focused just on Tears of the Kingdom. But cross your fingers, because we haven't heard anything official yet. Currybo says, sounds like the player will have some ability to potentially raise or drop sky islands. We've seen footage of pieces being reversed. That's very true. So maybe that's just scratching the surface. Dropping or raising large chunks of landmass would definitely reshape what we know of Hyrule landscape for Breath of the Wild. Yes, that's a very good point. We have seen trailers where pieces of the land have been dropped and raised and frozen in time. So yeah, you could be onto something there. We'll find out in 7 weeks, and it'll be the longest 7 weeks of our lives. Fire Emblem fans, if you're playing Fire Emblem Engage, you can look forward to Wave 4 of the expansion pass launching on April 5th. What does this include? It gives you new characters, locations, maps, added class types, and the Fell Xenologue story scenario. So lots of content. Again, this is the 4th wave. Wave 1 had more characters, in-game support items, in-game accessories, and a silver card. Wave 2 had additional characters, more in-game support items, and more accessories. Wave 3 had 2 characters, three. Veronica, Crom, and Robin, and now we know what's coming in Wave 4. So if you buy the expansion pass, you get all those waves, and that new round, again, comes out April. Also, Deux,
Yes.
you're a Switch Online member.
Thank goodness.
Well, you can play. You know how you played Katamari Damacy, whatever it was?
I did
a reroll?
7-day free trial.
Well, your new free trial is live right now.
You know what? It better be a sports game. If it's not like soccer or something, I'm going to be upset. What's the new game?
Well, you're very lucky because it is.
You know it.
What now? Someone in the chat, can you help me out? Is there something going on in soccer now that Nintendo would be like, now is the time to make this free? Or is Nintendo being like, Ted Lasso's back, baby. Let's get FIFA out there for free. I'm being completely serious because I don't know real life if anything big soccer is going on. So please tell me, chat. But yes, if you're a Switch Online member, you get a free game trial for FIFA 23 Legacy Edition. You have until, the 29th to enjoy your game of FIFA, and all of your save data will transfer over to the full game should you buy it. And if you do decide to buy it, now would be the time to do it, because from now until April 3rd, you can get 50% off the game. So play the game for free with Switch Online, get your save data going, and if you enjoy it, buy the full game for 50% off. It's the perfect time to do it, people. Kirby says a trial because it is the Legacy Edition, and that's EA's way of saying we're putting out the same game yet again, just with a roster update. So that's not hyperbole. That is the truth. MomBrain is here with Bowser.
That was a joke, man.
To rip fat clouds. MomBrain,
Now,
have you tested it?
I have not, because I thought it would be funnier.
What do you call it when you smoke somebody's smoke? I forget.
You smoke
Secondhand
somebody's
smoke?
smoke?
Yeah, like when
Secondhand
somebody
smoke?
blows out marijuana smoke and you suck it in. There's a name for that. Everybody's looking at me like
You're
I'm
a
crazy.
weird man.
So,
You're a
come on,
strange
somebody
man.
in the chat help me here.
In Pennsylvania
tell you.
colleges, you didn't blow it into each other's mouths. You blew it into a
Asses.
balloon and then sucked it back out of the balloon.
Ooh.
Hot box. I mean, that's being in the same area
Yeah.
as the smoke. We're getting there. I thought it had a name. Maybe
like
it
an
doesn't have a
enclosed
name.
area.
Yeah, you might be thinking of what they call, I've only heard about this, I've never tried this, what they call a shotgun, which is
Shotgun.
when you take a blunt or a joint and you put it in reverse into your mouth, blow into it, and that somebody else's mouth.
Shotgunning in all capital letters. So there you
Red
go. It's
Souza
gotta be
says
something.
it's called the kiss of the devil's lettuce.
That's what it is. Well, MomBrain, give me a kiss of the devil's lettuce. Have you tried this? Oh, you haven't tried it, you said. Okay, mouth is red.
Can people see?
I mean, people can see, but nothing's
The
happening.
mouth's not red anymore.
This is why I asked if you tested this.
Is it red?
Now it's red.
Do you have to hold it?
I'm holding it. Let's see.
It's red. Oh, do we have to supply our own marijuana? That's what it was.
Well, MomBrain, this was great. Brad, you set this up. Did you pour the water in?
Yeah.
Did you read the instructions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get the instructions. If he starts blowing.
I'll let you know.
Be careful.
So I was looking at this no blades, no bows thing about Ted Lasso. It says it's somebody else's tweet, I guess. Oh, Doug Bowser replied to it. That's what this is interesting. Ted Lasso, Doug Bowser related. All right, here we go.
Oh, let's
see.
Somebody on Twitter says, "Me, I want to start Ted Lasso season 3, but I can't deal with the Apple product placement. It's so excessive. My wife, Kelly, it's not that bad. Come on." Within the first 5 minutes of season 3, episode 1, 2 iPhone shots and Sam Beats headphones, 2 MacBook shots. Grr. Doug Bowser replies, "No placement to this guy. That was organic." And then he has the shrug emoji. So he's joking. That's a joke from Doug Bowser. Everybody.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'll
What
turn
did
you on
Apple
this.
ever do to you? Doug Bowser, and then you had to go hard.
Right?
With the shrug emoji and everything.
I'm turning to you.
Was that sarcasm?
I'm turning to you, Deux, because you are
An Apple fanboy, and
no,
that's why I'm living the lifestyle I'm living.
No, I was going to say you are someone who notices pop culture mentions in shows.
Big time. So I noticed
it's in the same vein.
It's in the same vein. It doesn't bother me because I like products. So like I've definitely noticed in Shrinking and Ted Lasso, everyone's got this green iPhone, like the new one that it's not new anymore, but like they've either got the green one or they've got like some kind of updated Apple product. That stuff doesn't bother me. You know what bothered me though? The Coors Light in Poker Face's hand in the last shot. It was like perfectly held. I thought it was a commercial. I looked down for a second and I was like, commercial. But so that's kind of stuff I notice it, but it doesn't really. So that's kind of stuff I notice it, but it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't bother me as much as, like I said to you, all the references, like that Ted Lasso, the first episode of Ted Lasso season 3 had, I want to say 12 or 13 pop culture references in the script. And I just think that's personally, I find that lazy. I'm not a writer, and I am the definition of lazy in any other definition of the term. So I really shouldn't be saying anything, but I don't want pop culture references. Keep it unique. Keep it something, keep your, you know what I mean. You're talking,
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
Drake also says the first episode of Ted Lasso season 3 had Zelda and Breath of the Wild shout outs and a Switch in it. All that is true. I posted about that on the site, and that's why it makes it even funnier that Doug Bowser is replying, because he was obviously involved in some of that. Nothing is organic. Apple and Nintendo together.
So you think Doug Bowser's he's just having fun. He doesn't really hate Apple.
I don't think he hates Apple. No, I think he was just joking in general. Like,
I think he's got a
does it
beef
say
with
tweeted
Apple?
from iPhone?
Here's the other thing. It's a show on TV. They all have product placement, whether you think they do or they don't. The cars, the foods, the papers that they're reading, the shows on the backgrounds in TV. It's just whether it's blatant or not, but it's all there.
It's not as bad as when you're watching, say, like FX or something, and then FX has to have their logo in the corner. It's like, I'm watching the channel. You don't need that on there.
I mean, yeah, that's every channel. I forget what those are called. There's a name for those things.
But the like little watermark things or whatever.
Yeah.
But that annoys me more than product placement. But I do notice product placement. I notice a lot of things that, it takes me out of it when I could just be enjoying something. But whatever. I'm enjoying Shrinking and Ted Lasso, and they haven't, like I said, they haven't made me laugh once, but I just love the people in them.
No Blades, No Bows was saying, yeah, he wasn't beefing with Apple. He was just trying to say it wasn't paid promotion. So who knows?
So much beef on this show.
That's right. MomBrain, round 2. We're gonna try this again.
Mm-hmm. Turns out they give you a major couple of warnings about
the smoke is toxic,
about how you can't overfill. So it says 8 to 10 drops of water. So I did 10 drops of water, and I thought, well, maybe that's the problem. So I added another 10 drops of water, and I think I fixed it. So,
did you try it?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. It's not even a light right now. Oh, there it is.
Whoa.
That's great.
Amazing.
Get all up in that.
Bowser is not for that truth campaign. He is the you got shotgun. You been shotgun. Oh, shotgun. I almost said it. Bowser's mouth is red, and MomBrain's eyes are red now.
Did I send you that doll? I gotta send you the TikTok of that doll.
What doll?
It's like a Chatty Cathy.
I don't want to see Jasper. No, Jasper.
No.
Please.
Well, you've seen Jasper plenty. No, it's like a Chatty Cathy, but her eyes are like pink. And so somebody's like, "Why are her eyes pink?" And it's like, she's baked, man." And you pull the string in, and it's like, "I'm tired. I'm hungry. Can you brush my hair?"
Give Mr. Mime a hit of that shovel.
You gotta wait because that was it. That's all we got.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you. That was well worth it. There you go. I mean, Jack specific. What more could you want? We associated your products with smoking and children. We showed it on the podcast. What more could you want? By the way, there was no deal here. This was not product placement. Yes, they sent me the package, but they didn't say I have to do anything with it. So, that's why we said Bowser smokes. Here we go. Mr. Mime says, Mr. Mime. Oh yeah. Oh.
Make my bud the chronic. I got to get.
What's that, Mr.
up.
Mime? What's that? Oh, he says he's very glonky right now.
Nice. He got Clarky.
Oh,
I'm
that's
ready
funny.
to mess up a triple cheeseburger.
You know what I want? You know he's gonna rip some clouds with Ash's mom, and then you know it's gonna pass the duchy. That you know what I wasn't expecting? It was cool, not like as in rad. It was like temperature wise cool. That was nice.
Oh.
You know, people bring around those misting fans when they're hot. I would bring around Bowser and blow that in my face. Look at
That's
that.
so
That looks
cool.
pretty cool. We got to do it
It's
like
really
at
cool.
night in the dark. And man,
Oh yeah, that's probably
yeah.
really cool.
there you go, everybody. Rip fat clouds with Bowser now.
It
at
does
Walmart and
explicitly
Target.
say that you should only use water. So
Other liquids at your own risk, like pee-pee.
like in Legion, that thing.
Oh yeah, right. Mr. Mime and Ash's mom gonna shotgun some other things. You know what I'm saying? Says PC. I do know what you're saying. Moving on. When do you want to do your Peepsy after news?
Oh, this is happening on the show. I was going to do this like later tonight.
Remember when I asked you, "Are we going to do this on the show?" And you said, "Yeah, we'll do it on the show." That's why I brought
that
it.
wasn't today, right?
That wasn't today. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I thought I walked in today, said that
No.
my teeth were brushed and that we would drink it later. And that's what
Yes.
I thought we were doing. But-
That's why I was asking, would you like to do it after news?
So it is happening on the show then. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'll drink it whenever you want.
Yes.
You let me know.
Okay.
Whatever works best for you.
As long as you feel the toothpaste taste is out of your mouth, we will do it then. I'll check back in with you. We have Peepsy, everybody, which is not what it's called because for some reason Peeps and Pepsi didn't decide to name it the obvious name. It's just Pepsi flavored like Peeps. Deux will be doing a taste test later. Kirby may join him. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, how come I got bullied into doing it when I didn't want to, and he doesn't have to?
You didn't get bullied. We talked about it. You said you would do it on the podcast, and I even said I will make sure it's chilled for you beforehand.
But this was again yesterday, so like wouldn't you, if you had two conversations with somebody about the same thing and they both went different directions, wouldn't you take the latest conversation and think that's the conversation now? That's like where we are.
What do you mean? What was the latest conversation?
So yesterday it was, yes, I'll drink it on the podcast.
Yes.
Today it was, I brushed my teeth. Let's put it in the fridge or drink it later tonight.
Now, you said you'd drink it later.
I did say later. I'm putting in tonight. I've got no intention of staying tonight.
Exactly.
So I was just going to drink it after
later.
the podcast.
Now, you didn't say... So yesterday you said on the podcast. Today you said later, and I thought you meant I just brushed my teeth. I want some time in between.
But at the same time, I put my drink in there along with Kirby, who was bowing out because of the same reason.
But he was never...
Toothbrush.
He didn't even know Peepsy was going to be here. He had no prior conversation.
I see.
He showed up, and I was like, "Here's a Peepsy if you want one."
Like, what's with this yellow can?
Well, let me put it this way:
I'm drinking this.
If you don't want to drink the Peepsy on the podcast or at all, you don't have to.
No, I'm going to drink it now. Doesn't matter that my teeth are as clean as a whistle.
We have. I think I have a toothbrush from the dentist.
There you go.
So, also, I go on Monday to get impressions made for like a night guard. And the last time I had impressions made of like my whole mouth, a little vomit made its way. Like I had to really force it back. I gagged. So I'm a little nervous. I'm going to barf on the dentist. Any suggestions are greatly appreciated.
Let it rip and tell the story next week.
Maybe I should just...
Hell yeah. Man, you get a lot of vape from just those 8 to 10 drops.
Yeah, man.
Moving on, something we all love, and we've actually talked about this a lot over the years, fan service. Let me give you the definition of fan service as defined by Wikipedia, just in case you don't know. Quote, material in a work of fiction or in a fictional series that is intentionally added to please the audience, often sexual in nature. Gone sexual! So now, if you didn't know about fan service, now you know. Now, The Atelier franchise has been around, or the Atelier franchise, as you're supposed to say, has been around for decades, and it's about RPG stuff and crafting and character interactions and all that. But it does have some fan service to it. And some would argue that the fan service reached its apex with the Atelier Ryza franchise. Atelier Ryza debuted on the Switch a few years ago. It was the first Ryza game, and it became by far the biggest installment in the Atelier franchise, especially outside of Japan. It has been a major hit for them.
It's my favorite Atelier experience, I think.
I
Is
don't blame
Ryza
you.
3.
Well, Ryza 3 just came out. You already playing it?
Yeah. Well, no, the one that you were talking about was getting all the one that everyone loves, the one that I love.
Well, people love the first and the second. The third just came out, and it's getting great reviews, so they love them all.
I'm so excited to play this third.
So it was a major breakthrough for the franchise. Now, the franchise was successful before, more so in Japan and other places, but this was a major breakthrough for the franchise, and has been welcomed with open arms by audiences around the world. So now the franchise, which has been around for over 20 years, is seeing its best sales ever. So that's great. But fan service was again part of this installment. And by fan service, I haven't played the Atelier games, but I know what the fan service is in relation to Ryza. I want to play Ryza. I've wanted to play Ryza since it came out. I just never did because I wasn't at my not scared of RPGs phase yet. So I really do want to try it out.
You got to play 1 and 2 first.
I'm going to start with 1. Yeah, definitely. But the so I don't know the extent of the fan service in Atelier Ryza, but a lot of it is focused on her thighs. So it's not how you often see like boobs in
Atelier thighs.
But as you can see in the artwork I posted for Ryza 3, her thighs are, I mean, they're, I don't know what to say about them. They're thick. Nice. They've been highlighted with specular lighting. I mean, they certainly are drawing attention. But here's the thing. Atelier Ryza, the first game, had a considerable amount of fan service, and fans noticed that the second one didn't have as much. Now, I haven't played the third, but my understanding is the third has even less than that. So, our friends at Nintendo Life talked to producer Junzo Hosoi about fan service in the games. Yes, Deux?
It was going to be another remark.
So. Go ahead. That's what we're here for.
Okay, so they're going to have less fan service because it's not cool to be a fan anymore. It's insulting to be a fan. You want to be, YouTuber content.
That was
like, you just don't want to be called a fan because it's, it happens all the time.
That's right. And we've seen how angry that can make people. So they talked to Mr. Hosoi about fan service, and they were like, is it just us, or are you guys moving away from fan service? And Mr. Hosoi says, yes, it is a conscious decision to move away from fan service. We want as many players as possible to pick up and play our games. For this reason, we are constantly listening to the opinions of various players and looking for and coming up with content that they will enjoy again. We would be happy if many people think of Gust Games. Gust is the developer. Koei Tecmo is the publisher. Think of Gust Games when they think of JRPGs. So listen, I respect that. They're like, yes. We had there you go. We had whoever left that comment on me saying listen a lot. I never noticed that I do it a lot. I do it a lot.
Now I listen for it.
I say it all the time, and I will not be stopping. I applaud the developers because they're like, yes, fan service is there. Yes, we are moving away from as much fan service, and we're doing it because we want to welcome in more players, because there are players who are uncomfortable with that kind of thing. There are players who that stuff is not age appropriate for them, and they just want to open up the games to more people in general. So I do applaud that move. If the developers are not being pressured from the outside, but inside their own team, they're like, we should stop doing this and move away from this kind of stuff, then I applaud their decision because it's what the developers want. If the developers were getting pressure from the outside and they didn't want to make that move, then I'm like, that's a tough thing. You don't want to make players upset. What are you going to do here? Do you feel that's a component that is core to the experience? That's another conversation to have. But here the developers are like, we made the decision. We want to reach a wider audience. So I applaud it, but fans are upset. because they want to be serviced because, you know, it's been a part of the franchise, like I said. So a lot of people enjoy that content, and I am not here to tell you that's wrong. You can enjoy boobs, butts, and thighs, dicks, all you want. Doesn't matter. Whatever you enjoy, if it's fan service content, then that's fine. That's completely fine.
So maybe I missed the beginning of the story. So the fan service we're talking about is kind of like lewd female drawings.
Did you miss like the whole thing? Yeah, I literally gave the definition of fan service. Here, I'll read it to you again.
Ass fans.
Fan service is I'm going to get into another part of it.
It bothers me that people seem to always assume that, you know, the fan service is sexual in nature. I don't know. I don't know why that bothers.
Yes, you could have fan service in other ways.
But in this case, it is sexual in nature.
Yes. Well, let me again read the definition according to Wiki. Quote, material in a work or fiction or in a fictional series that is intentionally added to please the audience, often sexual in nature, end quote. So here's the other thing. Fan service is not an anime thing. Fan service is a medium thing. It's in like Game of Thrones. The first season of The Witcher in particular. Like, this is a regular TV show thing and it's a regular movie thing. I just look at it more on TV show because there's more content in general. But like, you can tell all the story of Game of Thrones without the nudity that's in it, or at least most of the nudity. And a lot of that stuff is in there for no other reasons than to entice the viewer and get them to watch because they want to see boobs and butts. So, I mean, fan service is all over the place. This is not an anime thing. This is not a game thing. It's just a thing that is done to get people to titillate people.
That
tantalize.
You know, I like butts over boobs, but thighs. Thighs don't get enough recognition. Like, I gotta tell you, it's girl thighs, boy thighs, non-binary thighs. If it's a good pair of chunkers, I'm in.
Oh, listen, I'm not afraid to say that Ryza's thighs are great. I mean, they drew them that way, and they are meant to be a focal point of the character, so I understand it. The fan service is there.
There's definitely a fan base for thick thighs, I've noticed.
And they just announced that Atelier, I believe it was Ryza in particular. Yeah, Atelier Ryza is getting an anime adaptation, and they put out a trailer for that. And the trailer, if you're not getting the fan service you want from the games anymore, watch the anime.
Trailer will have you, Ryza,
because it is very much utilizing the fan service approach, without a doubt.
Oh, sorry, there's a horrible gif in the Discord.
I'm going into the Discord to find. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's fan service right there. Watermelon fan service and thigh fan service.
I mean, I feel like they should have a bowl underneath that. Like, that's usable still. I wouldn't eat it, but like someone can eat that.
Are you sure you wouldn't eat it?
I mean, I'd eat that over Poop-Flavored.
Gonna
something.
pay good money for that.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
That is a very good point. What are we talking about? Go to the Discord to find out. So
that SpongeBob thigh is amazing.
Riley and Tom.
Those are your legs, Robbie.
Put a great picture of SpongeBob's gams. You really think my legs look like that? I'm honored. Not that yellow though. I'll take the definition, but not the yellow one.
You're always pointing at them like that.
Actually, your arms kind of look like that too.
Not those socks either. You're not going to catch me dead in socks that high. But. PC says my fitness goal is always Sonya Blade thighs. That could kill a man. That's true. She's done it. Yeah, that's very true. So there you go. The internet's kind of in an uproar over this because they're like, fan service is a part of the franchise, and they're not wrong. But the developers are deciding they would like to move away from that. So Noxai says, yeah, I read that interview. The question was very confusing, and Junzo gave the most safe non-answer you could give. The GoNintendo title is misleading. Fan service forever. My title is Atelier Ryza 3 producer says they're making a conscious effort to move away from fan service.
How is that misleading?
I'll go to Nintendo Life to read the full question and answer just to see if I did write a misleading title. Accidentally, never my intention. I'm always willing to admit when I make a mistake. Nintendo Life's question. Having reviewed all your Switch entries in the series over the past few years, we've noticed a shift from what you might call a more fan servicey style towards RPGs and feel that they are trying to appeal to a much wider audience. Has it been a conscious decision to redirect the style of the franchise this way? Hosoi, yes, it is. I mean, he gives the same answer I gave. I don't feel like I am misleading in my title. Yeah. Has it been a conscious decision to redirect the style of the franchise in this way? Yes, it is. And then the rest of the answer that he said, I don't understand where my misleading is. We'll have to agree to disagree there.
Well, whoever made that comment,
Knockside.
I've tried, man. I've tried to get him. It's impossible. In my not just with GoNintendo stuff, like in my own life, I've tried to get RMC on something.
Do you feel it's misleading?
I don't know. In this case, no. But I don't want Knockside to feel bad because like it's impossible to get one over on you. I've tried.
I'm going to say this to you, and you can do research in your own time. I suggest you look at Knockside's comment history. Moving on.
What does that mean? They're not a...
You'll have to read for yourself. North America, what do we got here? Let me tell you what we got this week, because as usual, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, here you go, Deux. Are you also into baseball? Because MLB The Show 23 is coming out on March 28th. Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key. By the way, the Atelier Ryza trilogy ends with this third installment. So after this, Ryza is gone. Very popular series for them, and this is the finale of it. And I hear it does the characters justice, and it's a very fitting end. So that's great.
I mean, unless you like nude characters.
Not nude. Fan service isn't nude. Fan service is tantalizing tastes of what lies under.
Spicy, meet the
Thank
bar!
you. Exactly.
All right.
Storyteller.
I mean, I just saw some nude thighs.
12 Labors of Hercules 7, Fleecing the Fleece. Arcade Archives Thunder Scepter 2. Birds and Blocks 2. Chef Life, a restaurant simulator. Demon Hunter, Chronicles from Beyond. That's Demon Hunter.
Chronicles
No
from
relation
Beyondicles.
To Demon Slayer. Escape Room Bundle.
Or Monster Hunter.
Or Monster Hunter.
Or Monster Slayer.
Or Monster Slayer, sure.
Or Demon Slayer.
That's what I started with.
That's another one too.
That is another one.
More?
It's almost like the first one I started.
Demon Knight. What's that demon? Oh, the one
Demon
with
Souls.
Demon Souls.
I am a
to be
demon.
confused with Dark Souls.
That's right. Although it could be because they're the same kind of game from the same developer. Fishing North Atlantic. Flash Out 3. Gems of Magic Double Pack.
Ooh.
Gripper.
Put those grippers away.
Thank you. Isle of Jura Fishing Trip. Crano Origins. Lilla's Tale and the Hidden Forest. Midnight Drifter, Drift Racing, Car Racing, Driving Simulator 2023 Speed Games.
That is one title?
Yep.
Okay.
Mighty Mage. Monorail Stories. Monorail. Numalition. Omen of Sorrow. Overloop. Check out Overloop. That looks interesting. Pirates Outlaws. Raccoon Deluxe Edition. I hear that is excellent and a tearjerker. Rally Race Car Simulator Poly World Driver Arcade Real Driving Game Sim. Run Bean Galactic.
Yummy.
Sakura Neko Calculator. Scrambled. Bowser, that's enough, dude. You're getting too high. Song of Memories. He probably sucks up the bomb smoke too. Split.
Good stuff.
Steel Defier. Steel Defier looks kind of interesting. Sushi Bar Express. Sushi Time Premium Edition. Tangram Collection. Tangram. I say this every time. I really like tangrams.
Are you a tangram man?
I am a tangram man.
I've been playing Lego this week.
Lego
a ton.
Tangram?
And the other day, it was my prep period, and the student and I had just finished playing with Lego. And I had a meeting with like all of my bosses. That's like a regularly scheduled meeting, and then some of my other colleagues. And when they came into my classroom to join me for the meeting, I was still sitting on the floor playing Lego.
I'm not done here. I'm sorry. I got more
I
work
was
to
like,
do.
does anybody need me to get up, or can I finish up making?
What were you making?
It is called the Goose Caboose.
Do you
and
have a
we
picture?
No, but we got from one of my colleagues. She like does a lot of yard sales and stuff, so she got like a ton of just like random buckets of Lego. And when you go through it, there's like not just Lego in there. There's like all kinds of other little things. And some of those things are little plastic geese. And one of them has got its like head down and like it's like, you know, the whole body is like stretched out. It looks like angry. And we have this thing.
I need a picture for next week.
Geese attacking at school. It's like this running joke.
By the way,
amongst the kids. So I'm making a goose caboose.
Thank you for using the appropriate plural of Lego.
Thank you.
Tom Thumb interactive book. Well, guys, get your jokes ready. I'll sit here and take them all without fuss.
Yeah, go for it.
Train Life, a railway simulator.
That's not even on here. He just made that up because he's so excited about it.
Anything else? Anybody? We good? All right.
Well,
yes.
So I don't think anyone ever actually explained this to me. What's your deal with trains?
Do you want a real explanation or do you want the joke explanation?
Both.
Well, is it just like your parents took you to like train museums as a kid and like now you feel like traumatized by
The
them?
real explanation is as a child,
Mhm.
I had a model train set.
Okay.
And okay, all
it
right,
gets better.
all right.
It
This
gets
is
better.
where it comes
There's
from.
still more.
I promise
And
I won't make
yes,
fun of
I
you.
did have a conductor. You can make fun of me because it is funny. I had a conductor's hat,
Mhm.
and I did record one. I want to stress this.
One is all you need sometimes.
One video
Okay.
where I set up my model trains on the table, and I wore my conductor's hat, and I talked to the camera about the train. So
Oh, okay.
And this
There you
is
go.
back in the day when we had to have like cassettes in VHS recorders. Did you have it on a tripod or did you make your mom hold it?
I set it on the table. It was on the table.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had somebody film for you. So this was
No.
all you. This was all.
This
and
was
this
all
was
me.
before or after you had speech because I need to
After
know.
it was after.
Okay.
Yeah, it was second grade probably or third maybe. Also I used to use the camera all the time to make stop motion animation stuff.
No, that's cool. We don't want to hear about that.
Well, how about this? I made a stop animation with Barbie because it was perfect for posing because she
Oh, yeah.
stays in the poses.
Was she
But
nude?
I was what? No. Not at
Was
the
she
beginning of the
fan
film.
service?
So
the film, not at the beginning
what
of
I
the
knew
film.
again, I was a little kid at the time, but what I knew was stop animation was quick frames in succession. So I was like, I got to make sure they're really quick. And I filmed like this whole extravagant thing of like Barbie walking down the street and like shopping and everything. But I would just hit the record button like bip, 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 like on, off, on, off, on, off. And I was like, I can't wait to watch this. It's going to be perfect.
Oh, no.
That's not enough time to make an animation. So when I played it back, I got to where I recorded and it was like, "Burp," and it was over. And I was like, what happened? And I played it again and I was like, "Burp," and I was like, I literally spent probably like 3 hours doing this.
Aw.
And I realized that's not enough time. And then I realized how much harder stop animation is because then I made another one and to get 8 seconds of footage, it took like a whole day for me to do that. And I was like, now I understand this even more and I don't like it anymore. So that's the train.
Kirby was a really good friend always, but just then he just listened to your story and he validated you and he's not laughing.
I assumed that like I don't know, you had something against trains.
Nope.
No, he's got something really for him.
He wants to hold himself
Yeah,
against
I was-
him.
I'm also a fan of cabooses, as MomBrain was talking
I was
about.
babysitting my nephew yesterday and he's like obsessed with trains.
Wow, PC's
Oh,
got a
man,
really
you
good
guys would get
joke.
along great. You and the nephew.
Thank you. PC says, time to start that only trams. That's really good. That's really good. Moving on. Urban Flow Deluxe Edition.
Does anyone ever refer to a train as thick?
Only enthusiasts.
Is that
I don't know anything about it.
thick caboose?
And Uzuzu.
Is that
My pet.
Isn't that like a tag team or something?
The
Usos?
Usos. The
Oh, okay.
Usos,
Thank you.
yes.
Close.
They will be
Not to be confused with the Usos.
their belts will be on the line at WrestleMania next week. Salamaster Link says, so what you're saying is no Jack specific Mario movie stop motion film. I just don't have the time for it anymore. I'm so sorry, but not for me. That is correct. Comment comes from Steister. Excited for Storyteller. Looks like a unique and interesting game. Reminds me a lot of Scribblenauts back in the day. Yeah, I believe that game's been in development since 2013. So a very long time coming. And my understanding is it's an excellent experience. So yeah, it's definitely one of the more unique titles this week, without a doubt. Do you mind taking this on? MomBrain, please. Or Josh, I should say. I'm sorry.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nikki's sweet releases.
Hello.
Thanks, Josh.
Two Michaels filling in.
Is that what I sound like?
Nikki Hill, we speak your name. These are the European Switch eShop releases for the week of March 23rd, year of our Lord 2023. We've got 12 Labors of Hercules 7, Fleecing the Fleece. Animal names.
Watching MomBrain's face as she struggles to find the music is so good. What happened?
I hit the button for music and sounds, but the board for it didn't come up, and I was like, wait, hold on.
Yes.
Year of our Lord. Anyaroth, the Queen's Tyranny. Atelier, Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key. Fan service. Birds and Blocks 2. Crime Busters, Strike Area. Cute and Creepy. Escape Rooms Bundle. Fantasy Ball. Fishing, North Atlantic. Furry Fury, Smash and Roll. Fur Squadron. Gekisu, Benza Race, Toilet Shooting Star.
Yes, that is a game where you sit on a toilet and race it down the street.
Oh.
And you can get a power-up that makes you explode on the toilet to drive faster. This is all 100% true. Well, hand to buddy. True.
I might be pretty good at that game.
It looks really funny. It looks really funny.
Have a Nice Death. Mighty Mage. Monorail Stories. Numalition. Off the Tracks. Omen of Sorrow. Rakuen Deluxe Edition. Remnant from the Ashes. Saint Maker.
Saint Maker looks intriguing to me. Check out a trailer for that one too.
Sakura Neko Calculator. Scrambled. Song of Memories. Split. Steel to Fire. Storyteller. Subnet Escape Room Adventure. Sushi Bar Express. The Hero with 1,000 Arms. The Ripper Serial Killers. The Trek Flick Family. Tom Thumb Interactive Book. And Unheard Voice of Crime Edition.
Is there comment on there too?
There is. Kuribo says, the weeks have been light with interesting releases on the Switch eShop lately.
They're in there. I mean, there's big name games this week, but they're in there. You just gotta snoop around.
Snoop around.
Nintendo trademarked a Tears of the Kingdom related design. They trademarked the destroyed Master Sword. Now, usually they do this because they're going to use it in a logo or on merch or something like that, but it has Hylian text around it or some other kind of text, so fans are already working hard to translate that stuff.
Hylian text, please.
Thank you. So we don't know what it says yet, but I'm sure we will soon. But look for this logo to be used on, I don't know, maybe merch, maybe on the game's official logo when it comes out. I don't know. But Nintendo saw fit to trademark this logo in particular. Kirby says, the circling text makes me think one sword to rule them all, one sword to find them, one sword to bring them all.
And in the darkness,
bind them. The circle symbols remind me also of the ancient Newgrange tomb in Ireland, which is older than the pyramids. It has spiral symbols carved into stone, which looks similar. The Zelda team often takes inspiration from ancient cultures around the world, so I wonder if they looked to Ireland for some inspiration. That's certainly true. They do, and then they linked a picture that doesn't work, but we can look at it. Click the link and you can see the picture.
Very cool.
We'll know all of this in 7 weeks. We'll find out together.
Or
you can look at the book that leaked and find it all out now. Finally, last top story. I love this. HAL's executive director, Shinya Kumazaki, and HAL's director, Tatsuya Kamiyama, were at Game Developers Conference talking about the work that went into Kirby and the Forgotten Realm, which is the first fully 3D Kirby game. So they gave an interesting GDC conference about it, or I guess I should say GDC keynote. But afterwards, they answered some questions, and they were asked questions that die-hard Kirby fans have had for a long time. but they were actually answered this time around. Questions that are a little bit wacky, a little bit silly, but fun nonetheless. Then Hal was more than game to answer them. So we have answers for things about Kirby that we've never heard before. This is from our friends at Polygon. They asked, what would happen if Kirby swallowed another Kirby? Kirby's ability to swallow and copy an object's ability. Kirby's ability is to swallow and copy an object's ability. In past games, there would be times when a yellow Kirby got swallowed by a pink Kirby. Pink Kirby would spit it out. So nothing really would happen. In terms of game design, we haven't created anything special associated with that. But given Kirby's ability is to copy, and it swallows a Kirby with the same ability, nothing would change. Though I do think it would be funny if it made two Kirby. So we also learned that Kirby's plural is Kirby, much like Lego. Here we go. What happens to enemies that Kirby swallows?
That's a good question.
Because the base world is a fantasy world, it's not like they get swallowed and digested inside of Kirby, because that might be jarring. And because we made the game to be approachable, having that kind of extreme or violent expression might negate making the game so approachable. Instead, we have this comical, funny depiction where enemies poof. When an enemy or creature gets swallowed by Kirby, they may disappear, but they do resurface somewhere else in the world. So Kirby is not killing the enemies. They poof or they turn into a star, and that's because they appear somewhere else in the game world. So Kirby is teleporting them. He is not.
I don't know if I buy
them.
this.
It's from the men themselves.
I don't care.
Yeah. It's from
some kind of cover up.
That's from Hal. Kirby does not kill. He transports them away and steals their abilities. Finally,
your words are as empty as your soul.
What does the inside of Kirby look like?
I'm interested in
this. Is their answer, quote for quote. This is director Shinya Kumazaki.
Is he pink on the inside?
Quote, dreams, filled with dreams. Of course, we want to keep a mystery side to Kirby, so we'll keep it a mystery. So that's all you're getting is dreams. He's filled with dreams, right?
I love that.
Fantastic answer.
Man.
Fantastic.
And you can only say that in Japanese. You can't, like,
It's
if
true,
it
yes.
was like Doug Bowser and he was like, oh, dreams filled with dreams, they'd be like, get out of here. What's the matter with you, creep? Get boo.
Get off the stage.
And then you're going to tell me that he eats them and they teleport somewhere else. Get out of here.
Well, this man's an idiot. Yeah, you're exactly right. Coming from like Japanese developers, like this
monster.
is great.
Oh my
Perfect
God, it's
answer.
so awesome.
Smash Bro Link has the most upvoted comment. Considering Kirby's kind nature, that's actually pretty on brand sounding. I mean, we know that it wasn't really depicted that way in the cartoon show, though we also never saw swallowed foes in Kirby's stomach dimension either. But it's still a nice thought. That's right. It's a nice thought. And you know what? I'm sure some of these questions make Hal go, you know what? Let's explore a bit of this in the next Kirby game. A little something along the way. You never know what's going to happen. So, yeah, I love these answers. This is the kind of stupid stuff that fans think about all the time. And we very rarely hear anyone related to Nintendo or at Nintendo talk about it in this kind of detail. And today we did. So that's great. I love it. That's your top stories. MomBrain, what the fart did you play this week?
Merge Mansion.
How's it going?
Great.
How is there a mystery still going on? You making any headway with what's happening in the mansion?
I actually really don't pay attention to the story.
Excellent. I know you played in the morning before you go to work.
And what did you say yesterday morning or the morning before?
I said that I like that you play. I love seeing you merge mansions.
He goes, it's just a nice little quiet thing you do that makes you happy.
Yeah, you sit there in the morning and play your merge mansion with your coffee and live it up.
I do.
Because I know you're having like a nice. It's like
I'm having an existential crisis. Is what I'm having because I really don't want to leave.
Television says, "Is there actually a story?" There is, right?
Yeah.
MomBrain, don't care. She's just in for the merging.
Well, I mean, the last time I played it, I did pay attention to the story, so I got it at some point.
But you lost it at another.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks, MomBrain. Kirby, what did you play this week?
Well,
Kirby.
I played the Resident Evil VR game, which
you played a demo of Resident Evil Village in
the
VR.
Village VR experience.
Are you still having nightmares?
It was pretty scary. And Yeah, so right now it feels weird to play. For me, it feels weird to play a Resident Evil game where where if I have a gun and there's no laser sight, like that. I feel like I've been like kind of spoiled by that.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have it like for like the menu screens, but not in the actual game. Like
yeah,
I was
you're right. They draw like a line from your hands to the menu items to make it easier to navigate the menus, I guess.
yeah, but yeah, I was doing like the shooting tutorial, and you're like in a you're like at a gun range, and yeah, it was hard to tell why some of my shots would hit the mark and some wouldn't, but it wasn't it didn't like hurt the experience or anything.
You underneath the house with all the dead bodies, and then that creature comes down there. I wasn't playing this in VR, obviously you are, but I felt horrified for you when that happened.
That was because it gets of course this monster gets like right in your face and then eats part of your hand.
Wow, Ice Dilbert says they played Merge Mansion and Resident Evil Village VR. So
wow,
they're one of us. Would you play the whole game like that?
Sure. Like I don't know if I've ever actually played a VR game start to finish.
Oh, that could be one. I mean, you did a great job.
Yeah, it was. Wait, what else was giving me trouble? Oh, my trying to get my flashlight out of my coat.
That, and also oh my God, there she doesn't want to be here. She doesn't want to be here. What did I? The one thing I said was don't force her, and that's what you did.
Well, I mean, okay.
Oh, the menu selection. Remember when you were trying to use the wire cutters or whatever on the door?
I was trying to select them.
Yeah, or you were trying to do it as you would do it in real life, which makes sense. I would have done the same thing, but it was literally just like select the item on the menu and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, now that I think about it, everything in this demo took some getting used to for me. Yeah. In particular, using my flashlight and loading my weapons and but yeah, I don't know. It I think by the end I was I was accustomed to all the physical actions you have to do in the game.
Well, I'd say you did a great job.
Yeah, I was actually kind of impressed when you were in the shooting range, because there were some that like looked like they should have hit and they didn't. I didn't think that was your fault, but like you were actually nailing some of these targets. And I've never played a VR game yet where you have to like put the clip in and cock the gun and all that. And I feel like that's got to be pretty confusing, because like your brain's telling you that these things are in your hands, but they're not really, and you're trying to do the movements, and that's got to be awkward, especially if like zombies or whoever's coming at you and you got to reload. But yeah, I thought that was pretty impressed. Yeah. And I played that original Resident Evil, the Resident Evil 7 demo, like years ago, whenever it came out, and like I was like stoned with fear, and I couldn't believe like how well you were making it through without at least letting your fear show much.
I mean, it was still pretty scary. Yeah, especially when you're like wandering around in the dark and you get to that cabin.
Yeah.
So that's all I played. But yeah, that was a fun experience.
Deux, what did you play?
Played a little Fortnite. We've been playing a lot of Fortnite, as you know. Back into it this season's really great. I didn't buy the season. I was gonna do what I did last season and just wait till I hit level 100, because we're playing it that much that it's gonna happen. And then I was gonna buy the season, because then you kind of get you basically earned enough to buy the season, and then you get, once you buy the season, you get more V-Bucks as well. But I just hit 1,500 V-Bucks, and I almost bought Claire Redfield's skin last night.
I was going to ask you if you're going to buy it.
And I was looking at it, and like, I didn't do it because I was like, if I do that, then I won't be able to buy the season when I hit level 100. But like, there's nothing in the season I want. Like, I've looked through it and there's nothing I care about. So why don't I just spend the V-Bucks? But it's
Yeah.
just like 1,500 V-Bucks is like a lot of V-Bucks. Like, it takes a long time when you're
Yeah.
not buying them to accumulate that many. So I don't know. Like, I think if it's still there tonight, I might do it. Just because I really like Claire a lot, you know.
Yeah,
So I might.
you're
do that,
right.
but-
Like with the battle pass, I might consider getting it because Aaron Yeager is in there, and I'm an Attack on Titan fan, so like I have that interest there. But yeah, as far as you go, I think it would make more sense to buy Claire.
Yeah, last season they had Geralt in as like the Aaron Yeager character, so like it made more sense for me to get that season when I hit level 100, and then get Geralt. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. I think Claire. I would actually use Claire.
Yeah.
Whereas like the only thing I'm looking at in the season is maybe a couple of emotes or something, but nothing's like, nothing's too crazy.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's Fortnite as of right now. And then the only other thing I started yesterday was a little game called Meg's Monster.
Oh God, I was hoping you were gonna say that. I didn't know where that sentence was going, and I was like, please say Meg's Monster. All right, well, let her rip.
There's nothing to rip.
Okay.
It's I'm not done with it. I want to say I'm pretty far in it. But yeah, it's pretty good. It starts out like kind of, I don't know. It wasn't I didn't think it was going to be for me at first. I'm not too crazy about the art style in it, and the gameplay is extremely simple. But I found myself getting pretty attached to the characters, even though the story is so simple, you know, like it's not like, I mean, you've talked about this a lot since you've been playing it, but you know, it's not like Norca where you're blown away by the dialogue or the writing or anything. It's simple, but like it really works, and it's amazing the charm that, although I don't care too much for the art style, the charm of some of the character models is great. So blend that with the perfect score, the perfect musical score
Great
they've got.
soundtrack.
I mean, no wonder you cried. Like like you cried just listening to these songs. So when they put the songs with these emotional moments, yeah, it's gonna tug on your heartstrings. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I'm probably gonna finish it up. You know, if not tonight, then probably by this weekend. I can't imagine I've got too much more to this.
Yeah,
game.
like I said, if you're really taking your time, it would take 4 hours.
Yeah, and I'm not really taking my time. I mean, I'm doing as much as I think I can, but yeah, no, I'm into it. I can't really, you know, we'll see how I feel after the game. Like I said, it's emotional. I've already kind of cried a little bit. I mean, that's not the reason to play the game. I mean, that's the big thing that you talk about when you talk about playing the game, is how emotional it is. But
well, yeah, that's why I would say you play it to feel, to experience an emotional story.
Yeah, it's got that, and so I'm enjoying it. The music is really, really great. I think if the music wasn't there, the whole thing, I think, would fall apart personally.
I will be very interested to hear how you feel on that statement after the game ends, because there's something in particular that I think is very it does a really good job of pulling the emotion out of you, and it's not music related. So I was impressed by that. Well, I hope you enjoy crying at the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I was trying to think, because again, I'm not finished with it, so we don't know yet. But like I was like, Last of Us, I've cried way more during The Last of Us 2 than anything. So when you were like, this is the crybaby of them all, I was like, let's see about that. And you know, I cried pretty good, but like not yet to the point of my most cried over video game. So we'll see once I finish the game. Who knows?
Yeah, I was saying I haven't cried at anything more than that game, like movie, TV show, any other game. Like this game made me cry the most, definitely. I don't remember if I cried at The Last of Us. I know I was sad, and I know I
Holy
was
cow. Unbelievable. I can't even hear Eddie Vedder
sullen.
songs anymore. Are you kidding me? That one song, forget it. You didn't cry?
The singing.
No, I said I don't remember if I cried. I mean, if I
Oh my
did, I guess it
God.
wasn't a lot, but I was I think more than crying in that game, The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, it was more the feeling of like despair and like loss and just like being gutted. That I remember vividly. I don't remember like really bawling at it,
Man.
but definitely sad and like lost and sullen.
God. I can't even look at a guitar now. I can't even look at an acoustic guitar without getting sad because of that the ending of that game.
PC says her number one sobbing game is Red Dead 2. Did you cry at that?
Oh,
When you
yeah.
don't have enough pelts for the rat hat?
That's yes, I did, but that's not the emotional core of it. No, the ending of Red Dead 2, especially if you go high on her, is
the ending where they say this really was Red Dead Redemption 2.
We really did redemption.
This really was our redemption twice.
I mean, you laugh, but like that game is very.
Oh no,
very
I'm
emotional.
not. I know a lot of people get emotional
I've
at that.
seen a lot of really great TikToks. I've saw this one TikTok where it starts out. I probably told this story before, where the guy is like doing a run of the game, and he's just like in the snow in the beginning. He's like, "This is boring. Why am I even doing this?" And then it like snap cuts to his ending, and he's like bawling his eyes out. But
Tendivision had the right line. We really redeemed Red Dead. That's what that's funny. Yeah, I know a lot of people are got very emotional at the end of that game, and I don't doubt it is a very emotional experience. When you lasso people from the back of a train and drag them through town. Yeah, no, I'm all about games that make me cry. I just like it because that means I had an emotional experience that connected with me on a deep level. So I'm all about it. I love it. But that's it. That's all you've been playing.
that's all. That's it. That's all, man.
That's all.
So what have you been playing?
Thank you for asking. I played Fortnite. Played a lot of Fortnite. I also, after Deux talked about it last week in passing, played Burger Time Deluxe because I was like, let me see how this Burger Time is. I mean, it's very much Burger Time. And I played a good amount of levels. It's Burger Time. It's, you run around and you flop
Pizza time.
burgers on eggs and sausages and sprinkle pepper on them to get away. It's
And
Burger Time.
you're trying to get away from what's chasing you in that? Is it
That's what I
ketchup and
said.
mustard or
I said sausage and eggs and
the food is chasing you?
Yeah.
And you're just putting a burger and lettuce and tomato
because they don't
and a
want to be
bun.
eaten and you are the chef. So Burger Time makes me cry. No.
So the chef
Because
is
you're cutting onions.
you're kind of the bad guy in this
I mean,
one because you're
if you want to look at it that way,
you're
I mean,
preparing their friends and family for food, and they're trying to stop you. And if they get close, you hit them with a little pep.
Yep, the
Nice.
chef is only doing his job, but he never stops to think about what his job is. It's a very deep game, actually. But yeah, it's fine. I was never a big fan of Burger Time, but I don't think it's a bad game. I have played a lot more Side Pocket, which I did a gameplay video for, but I was just playing Side Pocket in general before that because I was like, let me play this game. It's one of those Super Nintendo oddities that I never played back in the day, but knew it existed. And it's fun. How much of it did you play, Dude? Did you just like jump in and jump out, or did you
What are we talking about?
Side Pocket?
I didn't play any. I just saw. I looked up
you-
a little. I saw
oh.
the trailer that they had when they showed.
So your comments on the graphics were about the trailer.
Yeah, but I saw your thing, and there's like there's like saucy women in it, like that are like in cocktail gowns that are trying
Yeah.
to like get you to play pool, and I was like, maybe I'll play pool.
So yeah, each game starts with like the like a bust of a woman, and she's in like evening gown attire or whatever at
like
this
being in
pool
Vegas or
hall.
something.
Yeah, and it's really funny because when you beat a stage and you go to the next, you're like doing pool tournaments across the country, and the little cutscene shows like a map and where you're going, and like your guy like on a motorcycle like driving. It's supposed to make it look like awesome, but it's just funny. And then you get to another not a cutscene, it's like a still image, not even a still image, it's of lightly animated image of some beauty girl that's like enticing you to
a
play
beauty
pool.
girl.
But it's pool, but it's fun. What I was really impressed with was the voice samples because they're really high quality in the game. Now you hear them say like three things. They say,
Piece of cake.
oh, the one guy says, I think he says
Got it.
presented by Data East. And then they have like a group of people on the title screen that go side pocket. And it's funny.
Whoa.
And then there's a woman when you lose that goes game over. But the sound clips are extremely high quality. So it's like, I like those little touches. And back in the day, I would have been blown away
Well,
by
yeah,
it. So
for Super Nintendo, it's really impressive.
there were games that had their voice clips, but I can't think of any that had. Well, you know what had that high quality? Game show games, because those are games where, again, the gameplay doesn't take up a lot of the cartridge space. So they got a bunch of leftover space. So they're like, let's put an announcer in there. Let's have Pat Sajak saying something. So like, oh, never mind. Not going to even get into it. But you have voice clips. So yeah, you know, that always tickles me. I like that stuff. But the game's fun. It's a pool game. It's interesting. It's challenging. It's fun. I've played it more than I thought I was going to. So I've been playing that. There was, oh yes, my cousins wanted to play this game called, I don't remember, After the Fall. It's a VR game that was available. It's on like Quest and I think PSVR, and they did an upgraded version for PSVR 2, and we can all play it together. And they're like, it's like Left 4 Dead. It's like Left 4 Dead. And I didn't really know anything about it. So I looked at where you're in a self-contained stage. We did horde mode because we didn't have a lot of time. There is a story mode. But we did horde mode, so you're in a self-contained stage just fighting off waves of zombies
You and
in
two
VR.
cousins, like
Yeah.
the three of you?
So, and you know, PSVR and the Quest have microphones, so you don't have to do anything extra. You can just talk and we hear each other. And
Could you see them, or were they just hands?
no, you can see their whole body, which is probably the best part about this game. So the game was fun. You're just shooting. It's Left 4 Dead. You're shooting zombies. You help each other up if you get knocked down. That's all it is.
It's fun.
So playing it with friends is a lot of fun, but I'm sure playing it alone would be a little boring. But whatever. I only intend to play it with friends. So this is the best part. You do see full body. So you see everybody running around. But when you load into the game, you're in like a base, and everybody else, it's like a lobby, and other people are there. Like real life players are there. And they're all looking for other people to play with because their friends don't have VR, most likely. So they're trying to set up a game. So as soon as you walk into the lobby, people are running at you, and they're like waving their hands in your face and like pointing at you and like
thank
going
you.
like this,
No,
like
thank
all
you.
kinds of stuff. So of course you know what else is happening. Everybody is doing every kind of sexual gesture you can imagine.
Fan
So
service.
people are running up to you and humping you. People are crouching down in front of you to simulate fellatio.
Yeah. Yep.
So needless to say, I loved it. The menu was the best part. But yeah, it's just funny that's like, it's people going absolutely insane, making their characters look incredibly ridiculous because they're running around. So the legs aren't your real life legs, but the upper body is your real life upper body. So the combination of those things together is really funny because the top half's going nuts and the legs are just running like normal, like a regular animation. So it's really funny. People giving you a finger, like you get it all. So it was interesting. Lots of teabagging, yes, Tentavision.
Well,
without a doubt.
Nintendo's never gonna go into the VR forum. Okay, we know that now.
Nintendo did VR. Nintendo Labo has VR, but no, none of that. No.
And the Virtual Boy.
Oh, that's not really VR. But the Nintendo
the
Labo's
OG
VR was
VR.
actual
VB.
VR. VB, that's right. VB. V. So I played that, and then what I've been spending the majority of my time with is Bayonetta Origins. That game is fantastic. I thought I was going to like it. I'm liking it way more than I thought I would. I don't think Platinum has ever put out.
God!
I think this could be Platinum's best game. The amount of polish here and the presentation and the gameplay mechanics and the music, all of it. It is.
Wow!
I'm not finished with it. I have a ways to go. But if things continue as they have so far, this could be a game of the year contender for me. This is phenomenal. My only gripe is the beginning is a little bit text heavy, which you said in the demo.
Yeah, that's why the demo wasn't all that entertaining to me.
They do hit you with a lot of text in the beginning. It's not completely overwhelming, but if you're making a demo, probably not the best place to start in the demo.
Yeah, they should have just like, what they do in like a a good demo where they just like stick you in like the most exciting part of the game.
Yes.
And
Cause like once you it's got like I'd relate it to like an older Zelda game, like a Twilight Princess, whereas like that first hour you're learning things and there's more dialogue than you need, and you're like, okay, let's get past this. And then when you get past this, you're like, oh, this is great. So in Bayonetta Origins, once you get past that opening, I don't even want to say opening hour, it's probably like the opening 40 minutes or so. Then the game loosens the leash and you go and you start actually playing the game. And yeah, there's story
Lighten your
tidbits.
load.
There you start playing and the game isn't as text heavy. It is
play the game,
man.
Gotcha. A good tip.
It's so good. The mechanics of playing the two characters separately as Cereza and Cheshire, they're it's a lot of fun, but you can call over Cheshire. So MomBrain, you don't know about this game. It's a Bayonetta basic or Cereza.
Jean, I know Jean.
Calls in.
Oh, that's not Bayonetta. Never mind.
Calls in a monster.
No More Heroes, the cat. Is that what you were thinking?
Yes.
Yeah.
She calls in a monster accidentally, and it gets sucked into her plush doll, whatever it is. It's like a cat-ish, bearish kind of thing. And then it comes to life. So the demon is inside of her
stuffed animal.
Of her stuffed animal. And she takes it around with her on her
Yes, of course.
journey, and it can come out and protect her, but she can also carry it.
Like Brown Bear.
Yes. And when you carry it, you can still do other things with it. So like it can stretch while you carry it. So you can like throw it out and connect to things and like jump over to things. And but when it comes out in its full like monster form, still within the stuffed animal, it can swipe at enemies and protect you and stuff. So there's all kinds of puzzles that use you two separately, you two together, a combination of both, enemies that require you to do approach them in different ways depending on whether it's Ryza or both of them combined. The environments are so much fun to explore and tons of stuff to collect. You can upgrade your abilities. There's a whole skill tree where you can learn new abilities like charge attacks, and Ryza has the ability to lock enemies in like a circle to hold them still, and you can multiply the amount of enemies you can do that to. There's also other things you can learn as Ryza as well. There's little notes that you pick up that give you little bits of backstory about characters and an explorer that found their way into this land. Cheshire can get enhanced abilities that changes his look and the style of fighting, and also give you new abilities. Like you can become a forest-like version of Cheshire that can connect to certain plants and pull them down to make bridges or open them up to make doors. Oh, it's so good. It's one of those games where you play it and I've said this before and it makes no sense to anybody but me. It's like you're eating like a great meal and you're just like, this is great. I want a little more. I need a little more. It's just like, so like you don't get enough of it. It's always like, I don't want to stop playing. I want to go back and explore more.
Restless.
It's so good. And the music in particular last night in the new area that I went to was the music alone. Nothing story-wise is going on. The music alone made me tear up. It's some kind of like, there's a lot of Irish inspiration in the game in general, but this tune in particular has a lot of Irish inspiration to it. And it was just perfect for the setting. It followed a section where you were fighting a boss. So it's like a happy theme afterward. It was great. It was great. But really, if you're not interested in this game at all, if you've never played a Bayonetta game, you need to check this game out. This is something special. I'm really impressed with what Platinum did. And this is coming from someone who likes Platinum. I think this is an evolution of Platinum's game development. They've really done something special here. And to tell you the truth, I get some hardcore Nintendo vibes from it too. There's little things they do with the music and little things they do with puzzles where I'm like, this is the kind of feeling I get from a straight on Nintendo game. It's really good. I'm really impressed with it. I'm hopeful it stays this way for the rest of the journey, but it's just fun. It's got the right amount of little things to collect. The combat is interesting. The lands are to explore are great. Though the visuals are fantastic. It's like a mix of it's got a little bit of Okami in it, but a much more like child storybook approach to it too. It really like it's a beautiful game to look at. The puzzles that are in the game are really smartly done, especially when you separate the two characters. For example, there's basically shrines that you go into that offer little puzzle or battle sequences, and there's one that split Cereza and Cheshire up, and Cheshire ends up going into what's basically a big hamster wheel, and you have to control Cheshire to move the hamster wheel because it's connected to a platform that Cereza stands on. So you have to do the two together to make sure Cereza doesn't get hurt. And Cheshire moves her along this track on a platform, and then there's little treasure chests that you can get to, but you have to figure out the puzzles of how to get to them. Really smartly designed stuff. Really awesome. I also have to say the narrator is fantastic. Whoever they got to do the narration, she's a great voice actor. She does a great job of reading the story, and she also does.
Oh yeah, she does the voices.
It's
like an audiobook.
Yeah, she does the voice of Cheshire and some of the other enemies. She doesn't do Cereza's voice. Cereza is done by another voice actor, but this woman does Cheshire and reads the story in general, and she's phenomenal. She does a really great job. It's like sounds like an elderly woman, and she's really great.
It's probably Helen Mirren or something.
Inspired by it. She does an excellent job. So I'm head over heels for this game. And before, if you listen to older podcasts, I said I'm excited to check it out. I'm definitely interested in it. Leagues beyond what I was expecting. Really, really into it. It's awesome.
This isn't Bayonetta 3. This is that spin-off.
This is a spin-off. Yes.
Okay.
This is not. This is not. I mean, it doesn't play like Bayonetta. It doesn't look like Bayonetta. It doesn't sound like Bayonetta.
Yeah. So you really don't need to have.
You don't need
the
any
games.
Bayonetta anything to play this game. Yeah, sure, you'll get connection points, but again, even this story is about Bayonetta as a kid, so it's a great starting point. For
Yeah, it's a
Bayonetta
prequel
too.
story. So basically.
If you're worried about needing to know anything about Bayonetta going into this, you don't at all. You're completely fine. So yeah, it's a hell of a great game, man. What a surprise. So, awesome stuff. I don't know the exact portion of where the demo begins and ends, but like I said, give the demo a shot and know that if you're inundated with dialogue or you feel it's too dialogue heavy, that opens or that stops after the first hour or 40 minutes plus, like I said. So.
Yeah, well, I don't think the demo is more than like 30 minutes.
Where does the demo end? Do you remember?
I want to say it's when you complete like the second chapter or maybe the first. I can't remember.
Yeah, so you're still like I would say late chapter 2. And the first chapters are quick. It's not like, hours and hours. Maybe mid to late chapter 2, the hand holding is done. And then you just get some story snippets in there, and it's a game. Like I said, it's got that old Zelda detractor. It's got that old Zelda complaint of a lot of the Zelda games were a little too heavy-handed in the opening hour, and then they let you go do your thing. So like I said, I related to Twilight Princess. That's the one that sticks out in my mind the most. But once you get through that, it's a hell of a great game. So there you go. That's what I've been playing. Let's do questions. Send your questions at goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo, video games in general, or whatever the hell you want. Guy Bones says, "Good day, pod crew. Simple question. Do any of the crew have fun keychains on their keys? I have a couple on rotation. Got to keep things neat. A Sea Salt Ice Cream Kingdom Hearts one. I know what you're talking about. A Snow Bros one. And a Korra and Asami one. Keep up the good vibes. And remember, let bygones be Guy Bones." You're right. MomBrain?
Well, our car doesn't have keys. So I have a house key on like a bracelet ring thing. So I can that is rainbow colors. And hanging off of that is a like one of the CPR masks in a little pouch in case I have to provide some kind of like breath of life on someone, and a replica of
The hotel key
yeah,
from Twin Peaks.
yeah,
From whatever it's
It's
called.
actually-
the Northern.
the Great Northern, and it's Dale Cooper's room 315.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Kirby, anything on your keys?
I do have a ShopRite Price Plus Club card, which is really dirty.
Do you have a Scrunchies Bunch Club card?
No.
Oh,
I don't think I'm a big like keychain person. I just
well, then that would explain why you don't have anything.
I just don't like all the like extra bulk it
You're
adds
just a
to
big
your
ShopRite
keys.
person. You want to make sure everybody knows.
Well,
I get it.
I was at ShopRite yesterday. I never take my Price Plus card with me because I punch in my phone number, and the phone number didn't work yesterday. And they were like, "Well, where's your
Ah.
card?" And I was like, "I've never needed it." And they're like, "You should bring it." So now, from
Well,
now
now-
on, I'm gonna bring the old card.
What's on yours?
I got the Leatherman Bruiser, which is a multi-purpose.
Oh,
I don't even know what it does. It like
murder weapon.
opens things. It can murder. It's got a little pointy end. I open boxes with it, but I guess you can open like bottles with
Throats.
it too. And,
Nice.
yeah, and you can put it between your fingers if you're walking at night.
That's right.
And then I got a dog tag from my grandpa from World War II.
Oh, look at all these keychains in the chat.
And,
nice.
and that's about it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I don't have keychain, but MomBrain. Oh, everybody here can attest that back in high school.
You do
a
have
G
one. It's got
keychain.
Chibi Robo on it.
Oh, that's right. I have Chibi Robo on the one old key that we have. In high school, I had a chain wallet that was loaded to the brim with everything, like
Now you have your necklace that
a
has
whole
keychains.
pile of stuff. There was like what did I have on there?
Were there even keys on
You had, like
No
sound
keys.
drops.
Oh yeah, I had sound drops on them. I had that really dirty, like that little plush chicken that was on there. Lots of game related stuff on there, definitely. And I used to lug that sucker everywhere. But yeah, now I don't have keys. But as MomBrain said, I have my necklace, which is, I guess it's a tradition that's continued. It's loaded up with stuff.
My truck key has my truck's name on it, carved out of like a wooden block.
There's my necklace, which is people used to give me rings and stuff, and I didn't like wearing rings because they bothered me while I was typing. So I started putting them on my necklace, and it became a big thing. So I got a whole bunch of keychains and necklace rings on here.
And
I got Comanche's old vibrating bug toy that I used to play with. What else I got on
Buddy's
here?
clip
I got my Buddy the podcast dog. I got his leash clip on there.
and a Jeff Hardy.
I got a Jeff Hardy thing.
Before you put that back on, show the audience your neck.
Yeah, it's permanently green. He had a shower today, so it's not like
Yeah.
It
I mean,
look-
I never take it off ever unless I'm showering.
You
That's
look
it.
like Brad Pitt's character from Inglourious Bastards because he had like, I guess they never said in the movie, but like I guess somebody tried to hang him because he's got like a rope mark around his neck, and it just reminds me of that.
Yeah, I feel naked with that. It feels wrong. Nintendo has Lego stuff on their keychain. Retsuza has a chicken nugget. Dre Gamer has more Lego, Zelda, and Xenoblade. Nintendo or Anastasia Beaver has and shows a Lego guy, a Lego thing, and Peppa Pig. Roth has is this Roth? Roth has a Mutant Muds, a USB stick. I can't read what it says. And a Nokia thing and a carabiner. Anastasia has a Tesco club card, very important. Liz has an Elizabeth keychain. Blinded by Daylight says, I have a plastic sperm on my work keys. Does that count? It sure does. It sure does. That was an interesting question. I like that kind of stuff. All right. We also have a Patreon question. Oh, what did I do here? Hey, MomBrain.
y'all.
Did you know that you can join Patreon
For $1.
for $1?
For $1.
For $1.
For $1.
For $1.
For
Thanks, Billy.
$1.
This one comes from Giant Reggie. I don't know how people are going to feel about this question. I will say I love it.
Oh boy. Dude's gonna
this.
hate it.
I'm gonna hate this.
I'm not sure. I think you could have. I think you might be interested.
Is it about sandwiches?
If you could burp any flavor, what would it be?
Mine would be mint.
Oh, that was going to be my answer.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Now I want to clarify. I can't
Cinnamon?
clarify here.
Lemon lime.
If you burp any flavor, we're saying it. You just taste the flavor. Can we all agree that others are not going to smell this flavor?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know that that's possible, but I guess in this situation,
We will say
sure.
that. Okay, because that changes my answer. Well, it gives me a more definitive answer.
Dorito.
I would go Pizzone, hands down. I want to taste Pizzone all day long.
Foul.
That's pretty
Now,
gross.
let me ask you, because you obviously love to taste your burps. When you burp and you taste something, even if it's something you like, do you like to taste your
No,
burps? Yeah, me
absolutely
either.
not.
I think it's disgusting. So I would prefer
Raw meat over there is
I
looking
would
like
prefer if my burps didn't taste like anything.
No, nothing here. I don't like it, but you only usually burp things that are very strongly flavored. So you get like hot dog or garlic or
Ugh.
something. And you're like, oh, but yeah, if my burp could actually taste like a Pizzone, then burp me like a baby. And this has, did you give it?
I don't like this question
You
either.
just want,
I mean,
Mint
I
or whatever?
said
I
nothing.
think they can see Piper. She's sitting. You can just see her face popping out the corner of your office door.
this is a 2-part question. If you could fart any smell,
Come on.
what would it be? Now, this I had an answer
More
right
mint.
away.
I would fart the smell of Do Michael's cologne.
Oh,
isn't that nice?
That's good.
It's Jack Cologne for anybody who wants to know. It's Richard E. Grant's brand.
Kirby, do you
not
have
kidding.
a fart a smell you'd like to fart?
Oh, just
Fart you'd like to smell?
something. Just
Well, it'd be
something.
that too.
Something inoffensive.
Now, here's how I know I'm a weirdo.
That's good.
I like when my farts smell like rotten egg death. Like when you have a fart that's like hot coming out
I made this.
and it's like awful. Now, I don't want to smell anyone else's rotten egg death fart, but for some reason, everybody loves their own brand,
yeah,
don't they?
Exactly.
So I would say I want all my farts to go to the limit, like to the point where you're like, did I poop or is this just a fart?
Literally push it to the limit.
And you have to think, but I'm fascinated by it because you can't see the vapor, but some is so strong, and you're just like, how can I not see what I'm smelling here?
How can that be invisible?
It's so thick, I can almost taste it, and I don't get how like some of it just goes away, and some of it is like you can almost feel it, like it's another presence in the room.
Look at what PC said.
Getting high on your own supply. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I even like smelling my own farts.
I want my farts to smell like gasoline because I love the smell of gasoline, and I know you can't really
So
smell
you
gasoline, so
love
it seems
Ronnie
like a safe
Burns
way to do
fart.
it.
That's what his smelled like.
Gasoline all the way.
You dropped one this morning, like in my face, and it was foul.
Not true at all. I farted. Yes. Did it smell? I don't know because I left the room.
I was
Oh
laying.
yeah, so yeah. Who do we believe? The guy who left the room,
No,
or the
no.
person who
I'm
got
not-
farted in the
no,
face?
No, I'm not disagreeing that A.
farted in the face.
I'm not disagreeing that A, I farted, or B, it smelled bad. I'm sure it could have smelled bad. I'm disagreeing that it was in her face because it was not.
Okay, well, let's just put it this way.
Yeah, let's
I
just
was
tell the truth.
laying-
Let's try that.
I was laying across the bed like the short way because I had lifted up the bed skirt to look at the cat,
Peanut
And
butter
then-
jelly the long way.
and Raw Meat was standing, let's say, 5 feet away from me, but you know where your head would be.
5 feet away. Yes.
And then he ripped one and walked out.
Yeah.
So
Also, very clear to say, my ass wasn't
you
facing you.
Stopped, dropped one, and then walked
So,
out.
so
Yeah.
the theory is you could have kept walking and farted outside of the room.
And
Now, yeah,
because
that's a
of
great
the way I
theory.
was laying,
if
his
you-
back was to me, and so my head was in direct line.
When you say you fart in someone's face, you're in their face. You're not 5 feet away. Also, that's a great theory about me stopping to fart. I did not stop the fart. I just farted. I was getting clothes. I grabbed my clothes and then I left. I just farted while I was
You
doing
got to
it.
fart before you put on new clothes.
Thank
though.
you.
I do
I
agree
got
with.
accused. I get accused all the time.
Did I fart around you? Yes. Was it in your face? No. Did it smell? I'm sure it did, but I wasn't there to smell it.
Well,
No remorse here. Like,
No.
can you like
From
like
heart
I
of all people.
I
no.
ran a red light. I killed somebody. Did they die? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they did.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to have remorse from the person who has literally farted directly in my face.
I was about to say
by accident.
No.
I think you deserve to get farted in the face as a repercussion.
No, because the one who has farted in my face on purpose is her.
That's separate. We don't know that story. We just know the
Muse
story we're
on
getting
the
right now.
arm of the chair, whatever those chairs are called. You were walking by me. You jumped up on the arm of the chair and isn't it funny?
It's kind of funny. It actually already sounds way funnier than your
and
story.
farted in my face, and you said, "I
My
don't
face.
know." You said something along
My
the lines of
face.
why I don't know why I did that. I thought it was funny, and then you cried from laughter.
You farted my face.
Get that fart out of my face.
She farted my face.
Yeah.
Well,
So yes, no remorse is exactly right for a fart that was 5 feet away, and not even directed at her. Just a fart.
it was not
just
in
a
my
fart.
face. Well,
Just
you
a
know
fart.
what? He often will yell at me because I'll fart like right after we get in the car.
Yes,
And he'll be
this
like, why
is
couldn't you
wrong.
have done that outside the car? And I'm like, number one, I didn't have to fart until I guess I sat down and scrunched up my guts. Number two,
Sorry, that's a funny image.
Yeah, number 2. I was here all that.
I'm just picturing all this like gas inside.
And it's not like
getting
it's not
scrunched
like
out.
a one-time thing. It's a Pavlovian response. When she gets in the car, she farts. Or outside the car.
not Pavlov, not a reflex.
What do you mean? How is it not a reflex?
Farting is not a reflex.
I'm arguing that it is for you when it comes to getting in the car.
It's not considered a reflex.
What is it then?
It's a bodily function.
You're
A reflex
conditioned
is-
to fart in the car.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you admit it. Just admit that you love
Well,
farting in the car.
Also, usually when we get in the car, it's like to come home from somewhere. So I've been holding.
That's how cars work. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
So I've been holding farts in,
You get in a car to go somewhere. Yeah.
and I would
to
also
the bathroom.
argue that I could have farted before we got in the car, but there is no way it's not getting dragged into the car.
Well, you know what I'll take.
That's a poor
Yeah,
excuse.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
You know what? I'll
that's
take
pretty
a
poor
fart
excuse.
outside of the car than one that is self-contained in the car.
Yeah.
I'll take the chances of some air rather than no air. All right.
So the next time I try really hard to make sure,
I will say I appreciate
and
you
then
trying.
I crap my pants and we have to sit in that smell for the whole ride home. You can thank this conversation.
Listen, if you try and it goes afoul, then we will adjust accordingly. But let's try first. How about that?
Do you know, as a little kid,
I thought you were gonna say, "Do you know I just farted right now?"
as a little kid, my parents made it a big point to make sure that I understood table manners, had asked to be excused, the whole shebang.
Remember, MomBrain, we fart in the car, not at dinner.
And if I had to fart, I had to excuse myself from the table, go into the bathroom, fart, and then it turned into
Yeah,
my
your
dad.
dad's not doing that.
No, my dad would rip them at the table, and I'd
Yeah.
be like, "This isn't fair."
It's like in
And-
Japan, you burp to show it was a good meal.
Abort the
Here in America,
patriarchy
you
is
fart.
really what this is. And then it turned into this joke where you had to cut the fart off on the corner of the bathroom doorway before you got to the table so that the fart
I
didn't
think
come
that's
with
fair.
you to the table.
I think that's fair. Well, always happy to talk farting here. Hope you enjoyed. Do it sound like you had something to add?
I was gonna go at you again,
Go, give it to me.
because you said you think that's fair, and then it brings us back to the story that brought this whole all up. She's got to cut her fart off at the bathroom door. You think that's fair, but you can fart and then leave the room. You should have cut your fart off
She
out
talked
the door.
about the
You should've-
dinner table.
you should've
The
farted-
dinner table.
you should have
now
farted
dinner
into your
is sacred
closet.
to you.
When
Nothing's
you're-
sacred to you.
No. But when you're talking about, I'm talking about other people. When you're at the dinner table, letting them rip, right?
You of all
This was
people
a story
have
about-
no idea
No,
what
no,
a
no,
dinner
no.
table.
We're not talking about my manners. We're talking about how this was a story about you at the dinner table
All right.
learning manners.
Well,
the
then-
story
The
became
dinner
cut it
table
off at the
story
door.
seemed like it was more of a proximity thing where they wanted you to be away from, not necessarily just because it was dinner, but they wanted you to be a certain amount away and cut it off using a door. Can we expect that kind of help from a significant other in a living situation where
Just
you don't have to
all around
fart at your?
courtesy.
Yes, it's a big
Sure,
house.
Sure.
There's plenty of
If
rooms
you-
to fart in.
If you want to make that request, sure. All I ask is that I'm only going to do it if you stop farting as soon as you get in the car.
I mean, I can't help it.
There you go. So
I'll crack a window.
crop dusting all over the place.
And you could have farted into your closet and then shut the doors because it is your closet.
Gotta wash
so-
these clothes again. Something's wrong.
This closet stinks.
I'm gonna get pink-eyed just from being over here. I think.
Anyway, let's do some music, please. I'd like to do some. That was me
I got
farting
music.
by
You want to
Chopin.
hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
PC's right. We're gonna have to make a dedicated farting room.
Nice.
Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com. That is goninpod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title. Help out Mom Brain.
Fart.
Okay.
I'm feeling bad about this round. Just putting it out there.
Feeling real weird about tonight.
Well, Anastasia Beaverhausen and Blinded by Daylight. I believe Pavlov was not the one feeding the dogs. It was actually the people that worked in his lab.
Oh my
And-
god! Did you just actually everybody?
No, this is really interesting for people to know. They actually didn't originally train them to bells. They trained them to metronomes. And they weren't really feeding them. They were giving them, and I quote, meat powder. And one of the original stimuli that the dogs were trained to before they actually, because he wasn't really working on conditioning dogs. He was actually working on trying to find out like I think it was digestion and salivation, and it just happened to be that they learned every time the dogs saw the lab coats, they would salivate, and the dogs were actually medically prepared so that their salivary glands were exposed permanently so that they could catch the saliva in a tube and measure it. Fun
So
fact.
are you saying that you need to be medically prepared to stop farting in
Yes.
the car?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Our first song comes to us from Mikey 3319.
More
Up-
volume would be great.
It's up as high as it'll go.
How about what is this? YouTube?
Yeah, I've turned up the volume on YouTube and on my computer.
This can't be
Is
true.
there a separate volume on this thing?
No. This is so quiet. Can you play anything else on YouTube?
Sure.
By the way, this is Clay Fighter.
Oh, he's good.
No, I mean it's the same cord she was using for the iPad. It should be.
I just
fine.
wanted to make sure it was connected properly.
That was Clay Fighter, correct?
It was not.
What?
Holy macaroni.
Is it Claymates?
I'm playing something right now.
Is your cord plugged in all the way?
Beans.
There we go.
It's because it's bent.
Get bent.
I have to
Oh,
push
I
it
see.
down.
Okay, so go back to the one that I thought was Clay Fighter and wasn't
Yeah,
Clay
but-
Fighter. Yeah, yes, I agree. Beans, cats, I get it.
Stu's jamming
I
out
was
to
I
it.
was not
That makes me
upset
happy.
about it. I was not upset about it.
It's a good.
I was thinking
inappropriate.
about cats. Clay fighter.
No.
Well, I'm out of options.
I really thought this was Clay Fighter.
Balls.
My finger on it. No.
I know it.
Street Fighter.
No.
Licensed?
Yes.
True Lies.
No.
Theme from American Gigolo.
No.
Hook.
No.
Something with Schwarzenegger.
Oh, wait.
Something with X-Men.
Nope.
Something with Marvel characters. Okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
American Gladiators.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That was from Mikey
Son of a
3319.
gun.
This one comes
Bum,
from
ba-dum, bum,
Jess
ba,
I.
ba-da-da-da. Well, it's Super Nintendo.
Mm-mm.
GBA?
Yep.
First party?
I don't know.
What is that?
Hit me with those sour notes.
Published by Nintendo. Developed by
Drill Dozer.
Do you want me to tell you who it's been developed by?
Yeah, might as well because I got no clue.
Namco, Wolf Team, Production IG.
What? Pac-Man?
Mm-mm.
Hello Noah?
No.
Published by Nintendo. I don't know. Go ahead. Tales of Symphonia. Tales of something.
Yeah.
Tales of Azure. Tales of
Tailspin.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Tales of something. Do I get it?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Tales of Fantasia.
Fantasia.
You did
That's
it.
it.
All right, that was from Jess
I
I.
think I
good
knew
tales.
Nintendo published that.
Good tales in that one.
Series is still around.
Still telling tales.
That's right.
Okay, here comes one from Nico Darunia.
Mhm.
This is GBA.
Yes.
I'll look around for another
Is it a
one of those
Mario
sports.
game?
No.
It's the first party.
It might be.
Starfy. It's on Golden Sun.
It is not. So Nintendo is listed as a developer, among others.
Developers.
Is Square Enix one of them? 'Cause I got GBA. What kind of? They didn't do like a lot of weird stuff on GBA. I don't know. Go ahead.
Fire Emblem.
Oh, my Fire Emblem knowledge is very weak. Yeah,
Emblem.
Nintendo's like that's a Nintendo thing.
Good luck.
I'll hold that.
Told you I had a bad feeling about this week.
Next song comes
Money.
from Guy Bones. And just making sure there wasn't an important note. Here we go.
Oh, Rolling Thunder 2.
You got it.
Oh, right away.
Yeah, this soundtrack is so awesome. Game is awesome too.
Hell yeah. Oh.
It's when Namco was doing a thing. That's when you're selecting your character. You get to select either
Rolling or Thunder.
no.
I
You get
can't
to
remember their
you
names.
get to select codename Albatross or codename Sheila. Sheila.
One more?
Okay.
Sheila.
Whatever you want.
One more.
All right. This one comes to us from Storbus Corbin. Just hold one moment, please. And
I'd like to hear the
Here we
song now, please.
I like to get by now.
I'm trying to.
And here we go. And here we go. And here we go.
Nightshade?
No.
This is Game Boy, correct?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wario.
No.
First party?
I don't know. Maybe.
What is up with you this week? You don't know any first parties anymore. Pokemon.
Well, I mean, I know the first parties. I just some of these could be.
Oh man, is it licensed?
No.
Okay.
MomBrain, you're not playing it.
I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to make it work.
Just tell me the name of the game and I'll look it up. I don't know.
Developed and published by Nintendo.
It's got like a Dr. Mario kind of ding 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 ding.
Tetris.
Mm-mm.
Kung Fu.
No.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Was Kung Fu on the Game Boy?
I don't think so.
It was Balloon Kid.
Oh, yeah. Not one of my favorites. Oh, it works for beans, I say. All right, this audio is driving me nuts. Audio.
Beans, 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 beans. So good. Beans.
Okay. Can we stop, please? We'll do beans on the after show all you want. Do you want to do your Peeps drink or no?
Yeah, I thought we were doing it like that. I was started to think that you weren't gonna do it then.
I just wanted to double check again. Yeah, go grab it. We'll do
All
it.
right,
You can
I got
have a sip while you're giving us. Oh, if you have a rumor for us,
I'm sure.
we can do it. You never know what comes across his desk or when it's going to come across his desk, so we can't guarantee it. But fingers crossed that something pops up. I mean, how else are we going to get our breaking news? It's the most important segment of the whole show. Again, Deux will be drinking Peeps-Flavored Pepsi, or I should say he'll be tasting it. I don't know if he'll be drinking it all, but he will be tasting it. I do
might
not like
be
it.
able to swallow it.
MomBrain does not like it. My parents did not like it. We do have one friend who likes it. So the odds are not in Dew's favor.
So your
but
parents didn't like it, but they do think it tastes like actual Peeps?
yes,
Okay.
MomBrain and I do not think it tastes anything like Peeps or marshmallow for that matter. Taking a sniff test, and he
Taking
says
a big sniff. Smells like Pepsi on the initial nose.
Mhm.
The linger nose smells a little bit like a vanilla,
sure.
almost
Sure.
like a vanilla Coke or something.
Seems fair. He's going in for a sip. Oh, he took a big sip.
A gulp.
A gulp. It was what you'd hear in a commercial.
Nice and chilled. I like that. Good carbonation. It's Pepsi carbonation, so it's a little bit less burny than a.
Smoother.
As far as the flavor goes, though,
Oh, he's enjoying it.
it's not bad.
Oh, there it is.
I can't say what it tastes like. It doesn't taste like Peeps.
Yeah, I can tell you the one thing it's named after. It does not taste like that. But
Doesn't taste like Peeps. And it's like to me, it tastes like Pepsi. And then the aftertaste, there's like a lingering vanilla or like a butterscotch vanilla kind of at the end, which I don't normally like in my sodas. But maybe it's just because I've heard so many bad things about this that it's coming out better than I expected. So not
There
as
you
bad
go.
as I thought.
not as bad as
Okay.
he thought. There you go.
I'd rather have a regular Pepsi or like a cherry Pepsi even. But not too bad. Not as bad as I was expecting.
All right.
So thank you, Peeps, and thank you, Peepsi.
Do you
Speaking of Peeps, there's a little Piper
do
cat
you
out
happen
there.
to have a rumor for us?
I do. Yeah, this came across my desk when we were talking earlier today, which is pretty amazing. So, Deux Views, It's Never News, Rumor of the Week, starring Deux Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, as with all the Deux Michaels rumors of the week, I bring the rumors that only I could bring to you every week. And this one's no different. Actually, it is a little bit different because this one's true. Usually the rumors, this one's true. It's a trumer. So we're just going to have to put up with the fact that this one's dead true, ladies and gentlemen. Tell all your friends that Pepsi is coming out with a Mario flavored soda.
Oh, no.
It will be productly placed in the. This is the
Productly placed.
this is how it's written down in my press release here for the rumor that I get across my desk. productly placed in the movie. So if you're going to see RMC, I'll let you know, or people who see it, the first day
The real
it comes
fans.
out.
The real fans.
Yeah, the real fans. Well, I shouldn't say the F word, should I?
That's right. Foul language around here.
But yeah, we'll let you know how the product placement in the movie goes, since you're not going to be there day one.
And
most
I wouldn't
likely.
notice it anyway.
You wouldn't
That's
notice
not a
anyway, yeah,
product
because it's
placement
not
guy.
your thing, yeah. And I'll let you know how many pop culture references are named. In the
Oh,
show as
you
well.
don't need to tell me because there's going to be a lot. I guarantee there's going to be a lot.
It's funny. I'm just getting a message here from PC. She's asking if it tastes like garlic or mushrooms. I have written down here that it tastes like mushroom and fire flower flavors.
Oh,
So very close. Maybe they'll have a Wario one
umami.
later
It's
that
definitely going to have an
comes
umami
out
thing
like
going on.
garlic, but
There's a special pepperoni zesty one.
Mario's pepperonis, if you know what I mean.
but excuse me. Woo, that's the
Oh.
Peepsy talking. Ooh, that tasted like Peeps. I don't like that. I don't like the
Oh.
taste. I wish it didn't
You
taste
now
like anything.
forever have that taste. You will only burp Peeps.
This is unrelated to the podcast, but I want to wrap things up by saying happy Tolkien Reading Day, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Tolkien fan, you will know that today is the day that Frodo and Sam made it to Mount Doom. And if it weren't for all of their efforts, and of course,
would be over.
exactly, and if it weren't for Gollum and all that stuff, so
We owe our lives today to what they did years ago.
that's right. In the
They-
Third Age.
They walked so we could run.
Thank you, Frodo. Thank you, Bilbo. Thank you, Gollum.
Thank you, Frodo Baggins. Thank you, Bilbo Baggins, and thank you, Zach Baggins.
Thank you. Oh my God, I got a story to tell you about him. On that note, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will, as always, see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Even worse because it's like not direct audio. It's just yours. Come on, please.
Man, I wish you didn't stop recording because like it's starting to get gross now. Like it's
Well, we're still Aftershow.
okay. Well, so this counts. It's not. I wouldn't recommend this drink. It's not bad to try, but like, yeah, it's not all that good.
So
As it's warming up too, it's getting wet. Like you can taste it more when it's warm. Oh my God, you were right.
There
I don't
you
want to
go.
taste
There you
it.
go. That's our hi, Barry Bob. Good to see you. Alternate Liz says, I love Ghost Adventures. I had a story to tell you about Zach Baggins. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear the huge controversy about this man?
I mean, I thought like I know he's a
lying about
fraud.
ghosts. No, that's not.
Oh, okay, we knew that already.
Yeah, we knew
He
was some kind
has
of a fraud.
behind the scenes been going and squashing or at least trying to squash every other ghost show on all those networks because he wants to be the only one around. And he has had
Oh,
personal he's done things that have led to the downfall personally of like at least 4 different ghost shows. Their cancellations or decisions to not renew has been because of him and his efforts. And this is all just coming out now because all these people have been doing other ghost shows and they're all talking about how their shows have been canned. And they all came to find out that Zach Baggins has played a role in getting all of them canceled.
That's such a bummer. I hate that. Not that I don't really care about Zach Baggins either way, but like I was a Ghost Adventures fan years ago. I'd want him to be a nice person, but I mean, just by he wears affliction shirts, so you can't expect too much, I guess, from Zach.
PC says it's been all over TikTok, so I guess word's spreading. I didn't see it on TikTok. I saw it on just like Reddit, I think, but I looked into it because my mom is also a fan of all those ghost shows. So now you know. Tenevision says I'm listening to the audiobook right now. There you go. So yeah, I'm sorry. I
Ghost
know
Adventures audiobook.
I know he was a main man, and I will not
Zach
listen to anything
Baggins?
else.
Wait, who's a main man? Wait, what is? I'm getting so confused.
oh, you were kidding.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
You would never write it down, but
Hey,
let's be honest.
I
He's a main
wouldn't say never. There was seriously, there was a time when I really loved Ghost Adventures because I thought it was so funny, but like it lost it for me. And then years later, then like one of the guys came out and said it was all fake, which I knew, but like there was just the fact that one of your confidants would come out and say that publicly put like a bad taste in
Yeah.
my mouth, and then to hear this about Zach now,
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
surprised.
Ghost Adventures is all fake. We never went on a single adventure with the ghosts, but the ghosts were real. Yep, it's happening.
Oh, yes.
PC
PC,
says
I
it was
remember.
incredible in the beginning. Do you remember what he'd get when he'd get
Oh, man.
possessed?
Yeah, he
Oh,
would just
boy.
act like he would just like get real angry, and he'd be like, "There's something inside me right now." Like say stuff like that. It was great. Well, the very first thing that he did
He could say that about being
looks
he could
real.
He could say he's possessed and be like, the ghosts are making me cancel the other shows.
He should say that. That would actually work.
Yes, Barry Bob. This is the after show, the little bit where we BS about whatever for a couple minutes, just as a little bit of winding down. What am I doing?
You do it.
Doing.
You do it.
What do I do?
It's that spike.
Which spike?
That one.
What do I do? Put it in my mouth. There he goes.
Nice.
Whoa. There he goes. Oh, he's done already. I think he's out. He's
No,
pooped.
you have to just hit it again.
I already forget which spike it was. Oh, this spike. There you go. Look at that.
That's so
Look
cool.
at that. Blowing, rip those fat clouds, King of the Koopas. King of the Clouds. Oh, oh my God. Currybo clouds are made out of vape. Bongzer. Yes, Bongzer. All right, everybody. I think that's all we got this week. I'm going to pee my pants as usual because that's a normal thing for me every podcast now. But yet I sit at the table. I will, if I get to a point where I am going to pee my pants, the show goes on. I will pee my pants. That's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games. Hang out with friends and family. Rest, relax. You deserve it. And we'll be back next. Oh, here's a little teaser for next week. Nintendo will be here. So there you go. Nintendo on the Nintendo show. That's it. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Oh,
I waited for you.
thanks.